Oh, we're live, Ray. Yes. Go for it. I will get to that. I will get to that piece. That's a whole. That's all a part of the training today. Yeah, that's all a part of the training. So that's a good question. That's going to be in the up and coming stuff. So don't worry about it. We're going to get there. We're just getting, what I'm trying to give it time. People don't join up when the clock goes. So I want to make sure that we give them about 10 minutes. But once I roll, I don't go back. So if you're not here on time, I don't go back. So let's rock and roll. Like last night's class was 3 hours. Last night's class was 3 hours. I didn't get done. I didn't walk out of here. And that class started at 6 o'clock. It did not end until 9. I go questions in the middle of the thing. It's just where we were at. People were just asking great questions last night about how to run a business, how to go through everything. That when they were in class last night, that it took a long time to get through the data and go through the stuff, because a lot of the questions that are being asked and a lot of things that are going on are good. So first off, the first question that I ask over here is, how many people are not registered for the software? How many people are brand new, have not even registered for any of the M2 softwares? Put a me in the chat if you are. And Zoom user, you're up. You can talk. Me. Okay. Who did you come from, Stacy? Like, how did you get to this class tonight?
I've been in so many mentorships. I honestly couldn't.
Darius Dion or Schmitty? Which one?
Dion.
All right, Ray, drop a link for Dion Software in the chat so Miss Stacy can get at least registered. Registration is free, ladies and gentlemen, so let's make sure before. Fantastic. Let's get registered and put it ready in the chat as soon as you guys are registered so we can get rocking and rolling. I will wait for you guys, because once I get going, I don't want you to miss what's going on. For everybody that's in the Dion's group, Ray dropped in the chat to go get registered for the software. So just, get registered and let me know what's going on. Let me know as soon as you guys are done with the registration. Yes, Mr. Francis. Oh, Mr. Franks. I thought it said Francis. Normal. I'm gonna explain all that stuff in class tonight. First and foremost, I must say this to you right now. If you think that this process is gonna be quick, you're in the wrong class. You might as well give up right now. I try to teach people in here. I got people in here that have been rocking with the software for 14 months, but they're at the end of the game. They're at the end of the game. So what happens is people have this unrealistic expectation, because everybody on social media, what do? They hype you up, 30, 60, 90-day removals, right? It's all fake. It's all BS. It's all BS. This software is compliance. That's why they call it Metro 2 compliance. Make sense? Because it's compliance, what doesn't it do? You know what this means, Ms. Franks? Get you arrested. That's what that does. You understand what that means? When people teach you how to do it the right way, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about fines. You don't have to worry about BS coming at you 6, 7, 8, 9 months coming out because you did something illegal. Okay? All those other people in 6 months, 7 months, they'll find out the investigation was correct. The items come back on. This doesn't do it like that. So we just like, whatchamacallit, we like to make sure that everything is done correct right from the beginning so you don't mess up in the thing, because the FTC is unforgiving. They don't care that you paid for a software company. You should have known better. You should have did your research. They will fine $175,000 per negative on what goes on. That's why when I sit down in here, I tell everybody, if you immediately 30, 60, 90 days, I had 3 people drop off of the class immediately. You in the wrong damn class. Get out of here right now. I'm not sitting here. I'm going to blow smoke up your behind. Wrong class. Wrong place. Zoom user, you've been patiently waiting with your hand up. Let me get your question. Let me ask you to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. I should name myself. This is Marlene. I was on last night.
Hi, Marlene. How are you? Oh, Marlene G.
Yeah, I need to change it. Yeah. So unfortunately, I was having some technical difficulties towards the end, so that's why I'm back again and was having problems. I think you had mentioned that you are taping this and me a copy at the end, so I say 10, I'll be able to get this copy tonight because I couldn't stay last night because of problems.
And not to show everybody. I'll let you in on a little secret right now. Okay? Give me a
2
second.
months ago, we went to go and look at 2 potential.
I will show you a little secret. Without letting everybody get in on what the name of the software is or the company. Not to show everybody. Bear with me. Oh, I can't do that here. Damn it. 1 second. Can I grab? So there used to be a theater mode back in the day. There we go. Okay, theater mode. So everybody can't see what's going on over here. So I'm going to keep it down here. See that? It's live right now. So it's being recorded live as we go through. So it's live at the moment as we speak. As you can see, this is the training. It's on my screen right now. That's what I was doing last night. I was trying to get it live.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
All right, so I got you. It is live. Everything is going on live as we speak. Yes, good job, Mr. Franks. That's smart. Downloading right to your computer. Good job, man. See? Got a lot of people. Got a lot of smart people in here tonight. I have a feeling this class is going to go crazy. Oh, Marlene, you missed it yesterday. We went on for another like 45 minutes after you left.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy last night. I was like, I'm waiting to see all the people that are going to show up. I know the chat's going nuts right now with somebody said something over here. Everything worked pretty quick for me, but I came through Schmitty, started with a 515. Now I've barely done anything, but everyone's not the same. So Nigel, here's the thing. Let's talk about this with everybody in here. And I don't want to do anything to get anybody thrown off the scent. I love that you're at where you need to go. But one negative item, right? Or one account put on or one thing can change a person that doesn't have history. But for a person that has history, right? For a person that has a built profile, it doesn't move the necessary meter as much. So there's a couple of things that I want to debunk tonight, and we're actually going to get started right now. So I'm going to let everybody know who I am, why I have the ability to talk to each and every single one of you, why I'm up here, why I'm teaching. First and foremost, I am the printer of the company. What that means is I own my own printing agency, and I print out all your letters in the M2 software. So if you ever see my name, Ali Batty, you'll know who it is. You're actually talking to me versus everybody else. I'm one of those guys that comes in and tries to help everybody over here. But guess what? I've been in this industry for 15 years. I've seen all the credit sweeps. I've seen all the things that go out. I've seen all the things that people go through. And guess what? I know where they end. I know what goes through. So why do I have the ability to speak here? The person who owns this software is also my mentor. When I got started 15 years ago, this software wasn't even an imagination in his head. This software was just paper. It was Word documents filled with nothing but words upon words upon words that we had to learn and we used to write. We used to fill each and every document piece out and then used to send that into the bureaus back then. Metro 2 is compliance. What does compliance means? I comply with the law. We don't do disputing here because we're actually not disputing anything. We are attacking. We're attacking the validity of the file on how it's reported. That's why this gentleman before it asked. It asked a certain amount of things. A 3 bureau, general, individual bureau, high positive. This software requires that everything be attacked on 3 bureaus unless you've previously attacked it and removed it. It's done its job. So what we need to keep doing is understanding that prowess and what we're building off of. I'm going to go over every single piece of the software. I'm also going to share my screen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night. Everybody is tired. It's hump day. Let's have fun. I promise you, let's have fun. Ask your questions. I don't care to stay here for 3 hours. I don't. I want you to leave class with something tangible. I want you to leave class knowing that you feel that you've gotten ahead on places that you came in here not knowing. Your job tonight is to be able to do a dispute. If I did not, or attack, excuse me. If I did not do that, if somebody leaves here tonight and they don't feel comfortable doing an attack, I didn't do my job tonight. So ask your questions, pause, go from there, let me know what's going on. Now, the next piece over here is, if I say, do we have any questions? Let's focus on the questions on the page ahead. If it's not on this page that we are on, do not ask that question, save it until the end. Why? Because if somebody truly doesn't understand and you're asking a question about, just give an example, we're on the dashboard over here and you're asking me about send rounds of attack and what goes on in send rounds of attack. And they're like, what the heck send rounds of attack? What is that? Well, you're going to cause a whole poop storm and we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that everything is good. We want to make sure that we stay over here. We do the right things and stay on target. We will get to where we need to be. I will answer most questions, if not all questions, through the night. I will make sure that I leave you guys with no questions. I have a bunch of students of mine inside of the room right now. I also have my assistant, Ray, who's inside the room. So, Ray, do me a favor. Can you show yourself? I don't know if you can, if possible. So, guys, you see Ray? There's Ray. If you have a question that you cannot wait until the end of class and you want to ask, send it to Ray in the chat. Okay, send him a DM in the chat. Ask Ray, and he'll see if he can help you. If not, just wait until we're done. At least we'll have it. I'm gonna get rocking and rolling. I'm gonna explain each piece of the software. I'm gonna explain each thing. We're gonna move forward, and we're gonna go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to get started. Awesome. Let's rock. I'm going to share my screen, put a 3 in the chat if everybody can see my screen. Perfect. I'm going to pull my chat up. And ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy. If you have the ability to be on camera, let's be on camera. I love looking at everybody's faces as we go through everything. I love seeing everybody's pretty face. All the men, all the ladies. Love you guys being with us. Beautiful. Marlene's so reluctant to do that. She's like, really, you want to make me do this shit again? All right, guys, let's roll. So everybody that can see my screen, what's on the screen right now is the dashboard for the software. So if your software does not say Phenom on it, don't worry about it. You can rock any software. There's the GOAT repair software. There's the GOAT repair software. There's FICO fixers. There's my software, which is over here. Okay. We have all different softwares. I think there's about 90 M2 gray labels that you can work with. So if I don't know the name of your software or we didn't get you there, don't worry about it. It doesn't mean that it's anything bad. I'm going to go over it so you never have to worry about what names we're picking. I'm going to make it nice and easy. So right now in the software, I know the attack area, all this stuff is important stuff, but to me, this is the most important stuff right here. Your name, making sure you're logged in the right location. Your email address was also your username and your general attacks. Your general attacks are considered currency. They call it a GA, a general attack. They call it a token or a credit. Whatever you want to call it, whatever makes it easier for you to understand, that's what that is. That is the currency that you pay the AI to generate the letters for you. Does everybody understand that it is a currency that is converted like crypto? You convert money from money to crypto. Same thing. You're converting money to a general attack. Does everybody understand that? Before I go into what a general attack does, put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. Yo, Stacy's locked in. She be in the first almost every one. I had a girl, Stacy. She locked in with that finger. She like, 1, I'm here. All right, guys. So general attack is basically works like this. When you have the AI, you select your information that's going to be disputed, whether you select the AI to do it or you do it yourself. It's going to generate letters based upon the negative items that you have in your credit report. So it's going to generate an unlimited amount of letters with an unlimited amount of pages for an unlimited amount of negative items. Also, I'm having a brain fart today. So again, let's do this again. Unlimited amount of negative items is going to generate an unlimited amount of letters with an unlimited amount of pages in it for that month. So that means, let's break it down. Stacy, you're the first one on my list, so I'm going to pick on you. You don't have to say anything. I'm just going to pick on you. Ready? Stacy, you got 100 negatives. The software can generate 300 letters and 3,000 pages. Marlene's number 2. Marlene, I did the same thing last night, Marlene. Marlene got 10 negative items. The software can generate 30 letters and 300 pages. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter who it is. It's what the software dictates based upon the negative items and what's going to get the job done. Now, we can manipulate the software to do whatever we want it to do. Last night, I showed it how the software can generate 200 negative items on the same page as it just generated 15. We really can just turn it up and turn it down however we want it. But you've got to learn how to put, basically like a stove. You got to turn the fire low or you got to turn it high. If you guys got electric stoves, you got to turn it down low, you got to turn it up high. Whatever you got, however you cook, it's all the same thing. But this is the game. We have to learn how to use it in the betterment of the system. Does that make sense to everybody? Put a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Put a no in the chat. I want to make sure that everybody's putting yes or no's so I know what's going on. Ms. Brown, you better get me a blanket too. I'm cold over here too. I only got 3 people that say yes. Only 3 people understood what was going on. 4. Restroom. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that. I just saw the blanket, sweetheart. You didn't have to tell me that. I was like, I want a blanket. My feet are cold. Yes, perfect. Great. So let's move forward. If we understand it, nothing. I explained what a GA was. You got this, sweetie. I got you last time. Okay? When we go over here, that's done. Now you understand the main part. This is what goes up or down. So what I'll do is when I generate tonight, you guys will see this is 902. This will go down to 901 or 900, depending where we're at. In the software currently, I've been doing this a few months now. I've generated over 1,000 GAs on the same credit file. If you got any questions, you're going to join the free Facebook community by clicking the Facebook community on the dashboard and just joining up over here. It's got 19,800 members. Okay, so everybody go over there. And also Ray is going to give you guys the school community. He's going to drop it in the chat. Make sure you guys join the school community as well. Okay. Now, you having any technical issues with the software, you're going to click on having technical issues. We're going to go over here. We're going to add a ticket, and then you select what you're having a issue with so you can create a ticket. Now, software live walkthroughs are Monday, Wednesday at 8 p.m. I run Wednesday. Mr. Bohr runs Monday. I run Tuesday, and Mr. Bohr runs Thursday. That's at 6 p.m. EST. Saturdays between 11 a.m. and Saturdays at 11 a.m. EST. Mr. Bohr runs those. Okay, 2 different trainers. We run 2 different days. Now, book a walkthrough is only in the Phenom software, from my understanding right now, so I usually skip over it. Okay, now we are done with this page. Does anybody have any questions before I move forward on this page? Ow, I just kicked myself. That shit hurt. I just kicked something hard. We good? No? Okay, let's roll. So the get started section has a bunch of videos over here, but they are outdated. Ladies and gentlemen, I would suggest looking at them. But for everybody that's in here, stay until the end of class. Do not leave before the end of class unless you have to. Because at the end of class, we award everybody with the YouTube channel and also extra training from all this stuff by showing up to class. We do not give it willy-nilly to everybody. It's showed, you show up, you get it. You stay, you get it. You don't stay, you don't get it. So stay till the end of class, and then you won't really need this stuff or this stuff. We have all this stuff put in. And then we have the FAQ section, which I suggest reading up to page 13, which is right here. You can go in, read up to page 13, and everything should be good to rock and roll. Now, I've gone through the 2 hard parts. This is the first time I'm going to get up over here in the pricing section. I'm going to go over the pricing. Okay? So here's the cool part. Ladies and gentlemen, when I get up, I am going to draw on the board. I'm going to make life easy for everybody over here to see it visually. When I let everybody see it visually, this is how simple this is. This software was built in a way to get you guys to buy this package, right? But it's not the best package. This is the best packages. Each package downgrades into this package. So what is the best package? The package that suits you. But let me break this down even further. Right now, at the start, this is good to handle a half a client. This is good to handle 1.2, between 1 and 2, 2 to 4. This one's good to handle 10, 15, and 50. 80, 50. Okay? Why do I break it down like that? The reason being is these are the tokens, credits, GAs, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you in your mind, the credits that are in the system. What I like to do is say everybody makes an error. So I cut it by half. So I cut this down by 2, and it equals that. Okay? So let me show you realistically why we don't want to start with the iron package. It's as simple as this. You got $97 for your first GA. Now, a majority of you do not know what you're doing. A majority of you, wait for this, I'm going to say it, it's going to hit you. You're going to be like, wait, what? A majority of you think you know where you live, but you don't. So what happens is you're going to make errors. On average, you make 2 errors. So what happens when you make 2 errors? It costs you $177 to generate your letters. Perfectly. So if you compare that over here, this one's cheaper. Okay? This one's cheaper. But wait. Let's compare apples with apples, because this one's 4 tokens. So let's add another $40, and that's $217. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who's in here that doesn't like spending money. Who over here likes giving people free money? I don't like giving anybody free money. Do you like giving people free money? Come on, camera, catch up with me. Here we go. Who likes giving people free money? Put it me in the chat if you like people giving people free money. Shit, not everybody move at the same time. Good, because I'm glad. Nobody should like giving anybody free money. So, at the end of the day, like I said, I own a printing company. I don't work for the software company. So they didn't like that I used to say this, but this is the truth. 147 is the best package to get started with. Now, somebody always asks me the question, well, what happens if I got 8 clients? Well, then go for the gold package. I'm not telling you to go just bronze. I'm telling you, if you're doing yourself and you are your own client, you're going to start with the bronze package. Why? Because you're guaranteed to make at least 2 mistakes. And there's people in here that print with me, and that if you come to print with me, I'm going to tell you, go regenerate the letter because you made a mistake. And I have no qualms about it. I'll lose a client before I print a bad letter out. So I want everybody to understand that that's the reason that we tell you that. You get 4 GAs up front. You can work through the system. It's better off for you, and you go through from there. Now, there's always going to be the question is, Ali, I already bought the iron package. That's fine. Pay attention in class tonight. Pay attention in class tonight. I'm like, ask me. I'm going to know who bought the iron. You don't got to say me, but I'm going to know who bought the iron package tonight, depending on how many questions you ask tonight. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because this is where you're going to find out where you actually go forward or you get left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. This starts your credit repair journey. Picking the right package gets it off correctly. All right? Anybody have any question on what package we should be picking tonight? I did something different tonight. I did something different on explanations tonight. Are we good? Put a 1 in the chat if we're good to move on. I got to get some more energy going over here. Miss Stacy's look like she's ready to fall asleep. Ready? Okay, let's roll. All right. Got a bunch of 1s. We're ready to move. As I go through the pricing section, now we've picked the pricing. So I'm also going to drop a little tidbit. After 2 months of using 147, you've generated enough attacks in a rollover, right? This is rollover. And all you need to do is very simple. Take your attacks, take your thing, cancel your package, and go down to the bronze package or the iron package. After you've generated your letters, you make sure everything's perfect. Because now you know how to work the system. If you're only doing yourself, that's why you downgrade into that one. So that's that one. Okay. Credit report. Ladies and gentlemen, a software works with a specialty credit report from MyFreeScore Now. It is a special credit report you need to pull through the software. So go inside over here. I know that they have it over here. This one costs $29.90. So just make sure it's here. You know what you're doing, and go in and pull from there. That's it. Very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, take your pens and pads out. This is where it's going to get real. This is where I'm going to spend most of the time. This is where people make the most mistakes. This is where everybody loses GAs. This is where the problems are at. So let's rock and roll over here. Ready? Oop. I'm gonna fill this out, and I'm gonna go over everything with everybody after I fill it out. And I'm gonna draw on the board too while we're doing this. Okay. All right, guys, we're good. So we got all this handled. I want to get up one more time, and I'm going to go over this. So I like to color coordinate everything over here. I'm going to give you the best documents on how this works. I'm going to tell you what the best thing is, and then also I'm going to give you what the worst thing is. What do I mean by that? Not the worst. What I'm going to give you, what are other things that you can utilize. It's not worse, but it definitely would be better if you had the ones that we'll go over. Okay. Come over here. Let's go. Perfect. All right. So let's go. Let's get cracking. Stay. Stop following me. Sit down, camera. Good job. All right. So over here in the first name box, these 3 boxes are controlled by the passport, right? Oh, damn. By the passport. Ali, I don't have a passport, okay? Driver's license or ID will be good enough for here. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I say that, that's all you need for this document. You don't focus on anything else. So the passport doesn't have everything else that you need on it. It doesn't have address. It doesn't have any of that stuff. So you can't screw it up if you use the passport. That's why we say passport, okay? But if you don't have a passport, driver's license or ID will work just fine. Over here, this orange box is going to be your social security number. This comes from your social security card. If you don't have a social security card, W-2 or first page of taxes. Okay? Now, last piece. POA, proof of address, not power of attorney, even though it does both mean that. POA, proof of address. Best document is a bank statement. Ladies and gentlemen, bank statement. Okay, so these are the best documents to utilize. Why? Why are they the best documents? Why do I want the passport? Why do I want the social security card? Why do I want the bank statement? Well, first off, if the Bureau is asking for said items, right? If the Bureau is asking for said items, give me a second, guys. Calm down. If the Bureau's asking for said items, we want to give them the items that they're looking for, okay? If they're asking for a driver's license or passport, we want to give them a driver's license or passport. But we want to give it to them with the proper information so it doesn't give them any old information. Well, how do I know that? Without saying who you are, I know there's 22 people in here right now. Without saying who you are, I guarantee you there is at least 2 people in the room right now that ID doesn't match the currently address that they are living in right now. There's at least 2 people. Miss Stacy's laughing. Miss Stacy, you one of them. I saw you chuckle immediately. I saw your ass chuckle immediately. I can't hear you. I can't. Oh, hold on. Wait. Go for it. Guess what? I'm one of them. That's why I said that there's at least 2. So I was betting all I got to do is find one. Okay? So I'm telling you guys, because there you go. You guys doing it. There's 3 of us in the room. That's the key. So what happens is that's why I say you don't know where you live. Well, I've lived in the same spot for 30 years. Yes, you're right. I'm not even going to argue with you on that one. But what happens if your ID says you live, I'm just going to use this as an example, Manhattan, but your proof of address says you live in New York City? Well, which one do you live at? Which one do you live at, ladies and gents? ID says Manhattan. Proof of address says New York City. Which one do you live in? NYC. Good job. Good job. Because that's the proof of address. It proves where you live. Now, can I ask a question to all the people that are in here right now? Is Manhattan and New York City the same damn place? It is. Ms. Brown, it is the same damn place. It is the same exact damn place. But do you think a computer knows that? A computer don't know that because it ain't got common sense. We know that. And look, people can argue with me all the time. You don't know how many people argue with me up and down up and down the thing that it's the same place. I was like, I understand that. But a computer is binary. It's 1 or 0. It's black or white. If it does not equal, it does not equal. So yes, that's why I say you do not know where you live. And I know somebody took that shit offensive immediately, and then they're like, oh shit, he's right. Because whatever comes in the mail, that's how it works, and that's what they want. They want what comes in the mail. So if it comes in one of the, oh shit, I don't got my mail over here. I threw it all out. If it comes in that stupid envelope and it makes it to your house, that's where you live. That's it. That's where you live. End of story. So that's what we want to do. So that's why we use the passport. Social Security card. Now, I'm going to say this as respectful as possible. There is no reason that nobody shouldn't have a Social Security card in here. It takes 22 minutes to go online and get a replacement. 22 minutes to go online and they go from there. That's it. Ms. Brown, yes, where your mail goes. That's where your address is. Oh, I know you. You got the problem because you always on the road, sweetheart. I remember that. You asked me that last time. Well, I'll tell you a hack later. I'll tell you a hack. You guys got to understand Social Security card is the easiest thing to get. Now, I don't have my W-2. I want to get started today. I have a W-2 of first pays of taxes. Yes, that's good enough. That's good enough. But everybody should have a Social Security card, and it should be signed. If it's not signed, it is not an executable document. Does that make sense to everybody in here? It must be signed. Awesome. Last reason. Do you know why the Bureau wants a bank statement? They can use utility bills and all that other stuff, but do you know why they want a bank statement? Because it's the hardest document to fraudulently create. Because most bank statements have custom fonts that cannot be found on the computer. And the AIs know not to create fraudulent things using those fonts, so they know it cannot be made fraudulently. So that's the reason why they want a bank statement. Ali, I don't have a bank statement. Give me a second. I did this last night. I said I was going to do this. I think I got it done today. Bear with me. Let me see if I got it done today. Watch, you're going to laugh. I did get it done. Bear with me, guys. You guys are going to get access to the gem I dropped last night. I dropped a massive gem last night. Doo-doo-doo. I guess they don't do it anymore. Okay. Anybody know what Chime is? CHIME? Put a me in the chat if you know what Chime is. Okay. If you don't have a bank statement that you can utilize, go to the bank, open up a Chime account. Say you don't want to give them your bank statement because you don't want to show that you don't want to show them that you have any money in the account. You don't want them taking your information. Go open up a Chime account. What do you do with said Chime account? You open up a Chime account. You put $10 in the account. You put $20 in the account. No matter how much money you got to put, it's just got to show a positive balance. And that's what you're going to give them as your account. Now, nothing ever gets hacked. Nothing ever goes through it. In that case, you don't have to worry about anything. You never have to expose a bank account that you actually utilize, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you do utilize Chime, please don't do that. Okay? But for everybody else, here we go. We do have that. Yes. We can all make some money together. I got a link over here for everybody. Go for there. There you go. Go get that bank account right there. I'm going to get me a little referral money too. Let's do that. I came up with that play. Nobody else had that play until now. Ray, save that. Ray, save that link. We got to put that on in our community. Okay. There we go. So that makes sense for everybody. For everybody over here, go get that account. Put $100 in it. Put $50 in it. Put $20 in. Put $10 in it. Doesn't matter how much you got to put in it. Just put something in it. Right? Go put something in it, and you guys will be happy because you can utilize it for your disputes. Okay? Perfect. Once you're done filling all this out, take a screenshot of this, save it. That's what you're going to utilize, and you're going to have everything right there. Oh, Ray, good job. You put a picture for us in the chat. Thank you, Ray. So everybody, just to let you know, Ray dropped the screenshot in the chat for everybody so you can download that. Okay? Now, once we're done, I'm going to go over here to the bottom. I do not add the credit monitoring stuff over here, guys. I don't know why. It's not working at the moment, so I just leave it as such, right? So I just go over here. Actually, I think that works. I think because it's set up right there. It works over here if you add it here. But it's not my free score now. This says MSIQ. So this one over here with the V2 works. Because this didn't say V2 yesterday. No. It says my score IQ up here. That's why I'm saying it used to say both up here. You remember? And then it used to say both down here. Now it says my score IQ and then Epic Pro. So this is it. Last night it was different, but that's okay. We'll test that out on our own time. I don't utilize this because usually it used to say both reports over here. It used to be nice and clean. It's not. I'll test this out later. So by next week, if you guys do show up on my Tuesday class, I'll know if this works or not. But check this out. I'll upload my documents as we go through it. So where is my passport card? There's my passport card. Here's my social security. And here's my proof of address. Done. And that's it. Now, as soon as I got that done, I make sure that my first name, last name is on each document. This one actually says it, an example social security card. It says first name, last name, passport card. This one says first name, passport, first name, last name, POA. So once you have all that information, you're done. You hit save, and now it's going to bring you back to this screen. When it brings you back to this screen, the client has now been created. We're going to see the client. We're going to click on the client. When we click on the client, it's going to have all the data of the client. Now, this is an actually properly built client. So let's go over. Karen Elizabeth Samples, date of birth is 01/11/1966. Social Security is 000-00-0012. Phone number is whatever it is. And then they live in 11693 Shelton Street, Sunnyvale, California, 91352. Well, let's match it. Karen Elizabeth Samples, 01/11/1966. ID is done. We moved on. Social Security. Now, there's somebody that has a bunch of zeros in the software, so I couldn't save it. So we're just going to make sure that this one and this one match. And we're just going to sit here and nod and just say, hey, it matches. It's okay. And then over here is the ID of where they're from, which if I zoom in, you guys will see that it says Shelton, California. And I'm going to zoom in for everybody. Just bear with me. It says 11693 Shelton Street, Sunnyvale, California, 91352. So that it matches perfectly. Everything matches 100%. This client is ready to rock and roll and go and actually start their attacks. Make sense? Now, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I don't know why my stupid thing keeps going down. What's up? Because it's the hardest thing to forge. It's the hardest thing to forge. The reason that people go over there, They don't want documents that can be forged. So a utility bill, guess what? The T-Mobile bill, the T-Mobile says T-Mobile on it. It's upside down and it has your name on the bottom. You literally can put anything on the T-Mobile bill and nobody will be able to do anything and be able to tell the wiser if the T-Mobile bill is upside down or doing something. You can upload 4 other documents over here, but if you have a data breach document, the data breach document is only viable for the company you've been data breached with. After you move it outside of that company, then you will go back and tell them that it's been removed over there. Or realistically, if you were access to a data breach, Mr. Franks, and you can prove that you were access to a data breach, did you get a police report that you were in a data breach? Okay. Okay. So if you didn't create it, so Equifax sent out a mess. I'm going to say this to you, like all the people that are running the data breach play right now. If you did not create a if you did not create a police report upon finding out that you were a part of a data breach, and then include what has been breached in that police report, it doesn't matter what they could have been just your personal information. Okay, so I'm going to give you the negative of the data breach. People are going to put it in, but I'm barring an investigation. If you were data breached in, I'm just going to give you an idea. So a lot of people will do, I was a part of a data breach in 2017, the Equifax data breach in 2017, right? The account was open in 2015. How are you part of a data breach? So you need to go file a police report. Again, to everybody in here, what did I say at the beginning of class? What did I do at the beginning of class? I am not ending up in any of these. Okay? You know what? You know why I'm not ending up in any of these? Because I'm doing everything by compliance. I'm doing everything by compliance. At the end of the day, we do everything by compliance, and that's the key. If you are a victim of data breach, I am a victim. I am on that data breach website. If anybody wants to know what he is talking about, you go to Equifax data breach on the thing. You see this first one? It says Equifax data breach settlement, right? You click on it. You fill out your data after clicking, find out if your information was impacted. Here we go. Let's run a test right now. Let's do this. Let's go over here. I'm gonna pop this in the thing over here. Everybody go over there and find out if you're a factor of a data breach. Go. No, I'm not gonna do yours, baby, because I need your social security. I need the last 6 of your social security. I'm not gonna do that over the web. So that's why I say everybody else go do it. Go find out if you were a victim of data breach. And let's see how many me's show up in the chat. Put a me if you were access to data breach. I know I'm access to data breach. Ready? Look. I'm access to data breach. Almost everybody. You see that? I'll show people. I do shit people don't even know. They're like, why would you do that live? Well, you're going to go remove something that data breached. Let's be real. You're going to go remove something that was in a data breach that you're not even a part of because it was before the data breach. And when they actually do the investigation and they prove that you weren't a part of the data breach, that wasn't information that was a part of the data breach, that's called a fine that they can hit you with if they want to push it over to the FTC. Let's not screw around with people that don't want to actually be screwed around with. Let's do what we need to do, and let's hit them on all fronts properly. Avery. You can you can utilize it, but I would call them back and turn around and say, "Hey, look, I got some new data that says that the bureau for doing stuff this way, they would prefer to have a bank statement. Can you provide me a first page of a bank statement? I don't have a bank statement. I want to provide you. Do me a favor, go to Chime right now, exactly like I told you. You got the link in the chat. Go send her a Chime account. Tell her put $10 in the Chime account. I don't need anything that shows money. That's it." Passport, big dog. Then if she's that, then do it exactly how I did this file. Just use what you have. Just use what you have. Let the proof of address prove what it is. The reason that happens is if you put this over here, it's a computer system. When the computer system looks at it, it can verify that the address from this is on the account. And they could utilize that for address verification for that and then verify a previous address. That's why we don't want to do that. But that's why I try to give you the best information. Make sense? That's good for the middle one. You need to give some sort of document, like driver's license or something along those lines for that first place identification, photo identification. So just use what you got right now. My suggestion is if you live in a state that updates the ID quickly, that gives a temporary out inside of the DMV, I would go have her get a new one updated immediately. Okay? No problem. I got you. All great questions. All great questions. All great questions. Everybody good over here? Everybody good so far? How many people got their mind blown already and we just in the first 49 minutes of class? Promise you I'm gonna make life easy on everybody over here. Once we do this, once this is done, once we have our documents. So I want to go over this with documents. I'm very precise when it comes to this. Ladies, I'm saying this to you. I don't want to know what color of the month it is. Well, you got your nails did, how long they are, if they got sparkles on it, if they got snowman on it. I remember the Christmas theme. I had candy cane snowman, all the different stuff inside of Christmas. I don't want to see your hands. I don't want to see your nails. Okay? And I don't mean that to be rude because the printer and the computer don't want to see it. Also, it takes the image and blurs the image on what we're actually looking at. So all we want to see is that document and nothing else. Gentlemen, I do not want to know what your dashboard looks like. I do not want to know what your countertop looks like. I do not want to know what your kitchen countertop looks like, your bed sheets, any of that. Do me a favor. White sheet of paper, ladies and gentlemen. If you cannot find a white sheet of paper, ladies and gentlemen, in the bills that they normally send you, there is normally a spot that is blank. Take that blank spot, take that picture over there. When you take that picture, ladies and gentlemen, like this, take your document. Do I even have a document over here? Let's just say this is my document, right? Take my document, put my document, take my camera like this. Somebody you said use a scan option. That's fine. You can utilize last night, use a scan option. Just make sure it's clear, it's understandable. Why do we want white? Why not any other color? Because when the printer prints it, it does not bleed into the printing and it looks nice and crisp and it does not give the scanner any issues. We've realized that over the many, many years, the people that put all the other junk in it cause it to mess with the eOscar system, which then causes them to get something called a document identification letter, which, let's be real, if you get a document identification letter, every single person in this room is going to be PO'd. Why are you going to be pissed off? Because that document verification letter just basically told you everything that you submitted is now null and void. So you got to start over again. So not to piss anybody off, to make everybody happy, we get everybody to get the proper documentations, and we will get this done correctly. Cool beans? Good. All right, let's get to actually pulling the client's credit. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I cannot pull this client's credit anymore because he canceled his stuff. But what we're going to do is, you see how this client has, I'm going to create a duplicate over here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to delete him off of here. But just delete me here. So when we get this, you see how the client has a little plus sign over here? Okay, there's a little plus sign. So what happens is, in this little plus sign, we're going to click that plus sign. It's going to bring this page up. You're going to put your username, which your username is usually your email address. And now watch. I'm going to break it down. Ready? Oops. I'm going to break it down for you. You're going to log into My Free Score Now. This is what My Free Score Now looks like, right? When you log into My Free Score Now, you're going to click the little profile on the top. When you click the profile on the top, it's going to bring you to this page over here. When it brings you to this page over here, you're going to click Regenerate Client Token, which is going to bring you to this page over here. You're going to click Generate Now. Inside will be a box that looks like this that says the client token. You're going to take that client token. Just want to make sure I did everything correct. Yep. You're going to take that client token and you're going to paste it in that box over here. You're going to put that password and you're going to hit save. So now I'm going to go back over here just to give you guys that idea. Here's the information. Here's the client token, and I hit save. I know the credentials are not wrong. It's just that his account is no longer working. And that's it. It will show green if everything has been reported successful. And it will pull, and then you will see Epic Pro V2 down here. Yes, Cal. Yes, Mr. Franks. He's like, me, please, me. Absolutely. Or you're going to do it the original way. So when the software was first created, we actually just added the monitoring information inside of it. So what you're going to do is, you saw how I came over here. You have nothing here. Credit monitoring sites has nothing. You're going to hit that plus sign. Now it's going to bring you here. When you come here, your username is your email address. Okay? This is the only difference. When you come to the site, you're going to log in. Top right-hand corner, you're going to see the little orange person, little yellow person with the hour down. You're going to click My Profile. It's going to come to this screen right here. When it comes to this screen out here, you're going to regenerate client token. It's going to pop up this screen, and you're just going to click Generate Now. There's going to be a box there. You're going to click the little eyeball to open it up. I couldn't get it because this client's information is gone. But it's going to click, you're going to click that eye. It's going to give you the token. You're going to come back into the software and just paste the token in. So you already have the username, which is the email address, the password. You're done. And then that'll pull every month, no issues. Okay? Anybody have any questions over here? No questions. Perfect. Everybody knows how to pull the credit report in. No issues. No questions. Okay. Let's go to 7 rounds of attack. I want to show this because this was crazy last night. Guys, look at this. I showed people how to utilize the software last night to the best. We went in class. We generated 15 letters. Then we went out right after. We generated 199 letters. And then after, we generated 217 letters on the same damn file. Miss Stacy goes, what in the oh my God word did you talking about? Yes. When I tell you this software can do crazy stuff, it can do crazy stuff. I want everybody to understand that. It is absolutely phenomenal on the stuff that it can do. You just got to understand that, everybody. It can do some great stuff if you know what it can do. So I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not bad. This is exactly what it goes on to. Just takes time. Just takes time, I promise you. Just takes absolute time. And we'll go from there. So somebody will ask me, well, Ollie, how much does it cost to print with you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't give any prices because realistically, if you generate 15 letters and the same profile again is 199 letters, will we understand that there's going to be a discrepancy on how much those letters are going to cost to go out, ladies and gents? Get a nod from my people on the camera. I feel like I just froze everybody. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a discrepancy. So I technically like to tell everybody, like, just send the letters and I'll go over it. I'll review it. I'll let you know if you did it correctly. And that's the key. We're going to let you know if you did your letters correctly. So for those of who don't know what they don't know, don't worry about it. We got your back. So we'll double check everything. We'll make sure that everything is good. We'll make sure that we get you all squared away and everything rocking and rolling, because we want to make sure that you guys are good. For those that like to do things themselves, that's perfectly okay. Just make sure that you do it correctly. Yes, Quan. There's a lot of people in this room that print with me. There's a lot of people in this room that print with me for a reason. I will not strut my stuff, but I will say that I am one of the great ones, in the sense that I will be humble, or I will have humility when I say it, because I pride myself on my service. I make sure that you guys get the best service. I've been doing this for 3 years with this company because I make sure that you guys get the best stuff. I am not cheap, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to say this to you, and I say that respectfully, okay? I am not cheap at all. The reason I am not cheap is because I pride myself on making sure that you get the very best of everything. I was literally in the post office this morning arguing with the damn postmaster to make sure that he sends his guy twice a day. He didn't like that, but that's my job. That's not yours. What if this is the first meeting? I joined this meeting. I've joined. Is this meeting recorded? I do. I sent him tracking, Avery. Little lost. Thank you in advance. Koto, I think that's a unique Koto. I think that's your name. I saw that you joined up a little bit late. That's why you're lost. That's why you're very lost. I think you came in like 45 minutes late. So yeah, you're going to be lost. I would just say sit on the track, keep watching, and just stay locked in until the end. We'll let you know what we're going to do. I'll get you guys all squared away. We're gonna go over how to whatchamacallit. We'll go over how to generate the letters, get everything done. We're right into that piece. So I just wanted to show everybody, after you generate the letters over here, you can see what type of letter has been generated, all the different styles, all the different stuff. So now that we've set up everything, we're going to go back to this area. For the people that haven't generated anything before, all the new people, you're going to see nothing here. You're going to click go to the attack area. All right, ready? Stacy, I know you got your phone in your hand. Pull out your time watch. Pull out your stopwatch. Oh, she was literally, she's like, damn it. I've been doing this. You know what? All right, ready? On go, you're going to hit start, right? Stopwatch, just hit reset. Make sure it's at the 00. Ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, time it. Ready? I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, you're going to go, and I'm going to show you how quick we can generate a letter on the AI. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I'm going to select the client. I'm going to select maximum effectiveness focus. I'm going to select my team to print because we don't want to print. TPMPA. Generate. Stop, Miss Stacy. How many seconds is that? 13.59 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, to generate and fix your credit. Let me ask you, who in this class don't got 13 seconds to generate your credit letters and actually that's all you need to do. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody can go to the bathroom, go sit down, do what they need to do, and in between doing their business, do their letters and get them sent off at the same time. I have a client that does that. You know what? And I bust his chops every single month. Be like, yo, you want the bathroom again? All 5 clients got done in literally 5 minutes. I don't have 13 seconds. Seriously, Ms. Marlene? Really? You just messing now. That's 13 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the most effective attack? I think Mr. Avery was the one that was coming in and asking this in the beginning, right? Is this the most effective attack? No. No, it is not. Why is it not? The AI is going to pick from all 6 different AIs to generate an attack from all 6 different AIs. It is not going to give you the maximum attack every single time. It's going to jump around from all different letters. I've known that. And I'm not bad-mouthing the software. I understand what it does. So it gives the people a variety. It gives them the ability to have a maximum effectivency, but it's not. Because it's not utilizing the strongest attack. So, what do you think we're going to utilize to get the strongest attack, ladies and gentlemen? Stacy, keep that stopwatch out. We're going to do this one more time. You're going to do it yourself. Exactly. And when you click do it yourself, we're going to come over here. I'm going to give you guys a couple of tools, but guess what? I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to select over here. I'm going to click generate. Ms. Brown, get ready. I'm going to pick on you again. You're going to be my guinea pig. Right? If I can teach you, I can teach anybody. Ms. Brown came in here overwhelmed last week. We taught Ms. Brown how to read a credit report in less than 30 minutes. Right? Now, Ray, do me a favor. Drop our cheat sheet for everybody. I got too much. Ready? Okay. Ready? This one and this one is interchangeable. MPEP, MPEC is interchangeable. They are both aggressive, but they are the most aggressive attacks. So if I know that these two are the most aggressive attacks, would I want to use anything to get started that's beneath that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? No. So let's start with the higher attacks. I'm going to use opulence. Why? Okay, ready for this one? I got this for everybody over here. Ready for this one? If there's 1,000 people in the software, I don't actually know how many people are in the software right now, but if there's 1,000 people in the software and everybody's using MPEP, what do you think I'm going to tell you to use? MPEC. Why? AI, eOscar's got AI in it. It'll read the letters and know what the damn letters are coming into. So if 900 people go in and use MPEP, do you think they're going to pick that up real quick? Yep, they're going to pick it up real quick. Do you think that they're going to know that the people that are using MPEC, there's 26 of you in here. There was 28 last night. How many of those, Mr. Jones? 28 and 26, what is that? 56 people? We got 56 people between last night and tonight. And I know that my people that are teaching this class are not doing that. They are literally teaching you MPEP and move the hell on. Right? Because they want to get the class done and move on. Not me. What happened? Do you now understand why I am here teaching you? There's a MPEC. Write it down in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. MPEC. MPEC. Let's write it in the chat. Why? Because it is oddly similar. And because it is oddly similar, let's use the one that they're not utilizing. So when everybody goes from MPEP to MPEC, we're switching to MPEP. So now the most aggressive attack that's coming in is going to be that MPEC, and we're going to MPEP. So now we're going to get our stuff removed. It's freaking crazy how you have to start playing games with the system, ladies and gents. You see in the game that we're playing it better than everybody else. Because I'm all about playing games. And if the damn Bureau want to play games, I'm gonna play better, I'm gonna play stronger, I'm gonna play faster. I'm gonna be like LeBron, 38 years in the league. Okay? You know, my truck is gonna retire when he's 70. So now, MPEC, and now we're gonna start with our first attack. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make an error, we do not go to attack 2, attack 3, or attack 4. If you make an error and you are in your first 30 days, you stay with attack 1. If you make an error and you are your 90 days, you stay in attack 3 until you get to the next attack, which would be attack 4, which is 120 days. Why do I say 120 days? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I suggest that you send them out on the 30-day mark, not on the 15-day mark. Why? Because unless you got deep pockets and you like Con Edison, Rockefeller, excuse me for everybody that doesn't understand, you like Rockefeller and you got deep ass pockets, right? We don't want to be sending out the letters every 15 days. Does it do anything? It might get you through those stall letters a lot quicker, but realistically, it costs more money. And where does it end up? It gives everybody to get turned down, which they get demoralized. And what happens when they get demoralized? They give up quicker. We don't want to give up we don't want people giving up prematurely. Make sense? Oh, damn. Calvin and Marlene at the same time. So I would suggest that you wait, because I know, Marlene, you're going to be printing with me. When I send you that magical text message that it's there and it's time to rock, that's when you send it out. But yes, if you don't print with me and you do it yourself, sweetheart, this is what you're going to do. You are going to send it out. If you do tracking on the day that it arrived at the Bureau, that is a gem, ladies and gentlemen, not 30 days from when you sent it out, 30 days from when it arrived at the Bureau. Because technically, when the investigation start? When it arrives, not when you sent it out. And everybody's nodding because, oh shit, that makes sense. Now, why do I send everything tracked? Why does my team push mail with tracking and not standard mail? Well, I just explained it. We can track when it arrives directly at the Bureau. And what can we do when we arrive directly at the Bureau? We start our clock watch. And we say, okay, 30 days from now. And we go from there. That's the key. So now when in 30 days, you send out your next round. But my team will hit you up beforehand and tell you it's time to get ready. Why? Because make sure you process your letters, make sure everything is ready to rock and roll, and you get up to that next thing. Make sense? What's up, Calvin? What was your question? You're gonna start Opulence 1. It's a whole brand new attack. So if you were doing Indemnity, right, and you didn't let me get there, but if you were doing Indemnity and you're doing Indemnity 3, right? If you're doing Indemnity 3, what really is happening is the verbiage is a little stronger, but what the people don't realize is it's this that means more than anything. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because this is advanced tactics, and I don't want anybody to get thrown off. But ladies and gentlemen, with this over here, when you're doing MPEP, you have all this stuff over here, This is really the key, is understanding what the Bureau sees. Maybe I give you guys a little advanced tactics tonight, depending on how class goes. If class keeps going the way swimmingly the way that it is, maybe we'll do a little bit of advanced tactics. I won't lose everybody. But let's go back over here. We're going to select round 1, and now it's going to bring up this beautiful thing over here. Now, for the financially, how did I word it last night? For the people, for the people that are basically not in financial ruin, but they're in a financial hard spot, click check all in blue. Put 6, default. You don't even need to read the credit report. Because what this is going to do, what blue does, is combines everything and negatives all into one letter. So it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to combine everything into one letter, and you're going to send it out. Now, why do I say for the people that are in a financial hardship? Because they're not going to be able to pay for 199 letters. Does that make sense? So if the software generates 199 letters, do you want them to pay for 199 letters? No. So what we want to do is we want to try to control the letters the best that we can, so it only prints out what they can afford. I've seen this letter go to the highest that it's been because of the amount of negatives. I think I've seen only $125 for printing on this side, around that. On that. Now, let's be real. If you go over $125, yeah, that's on you guys. Yeah, you just got some people that got some bad, messed up credit, and that's okay. That's okay, but it does happen. Yes, Avery. Do not jump ahead. What did I say in the beginning? I said, stay where I'm at. You jumping ahead, and we didn't even read the credit report, yet alone get to the thing. So give me a few minutes. Do not jump ahead. We gonna get there. I promise you, I'm gonna answer that question after we do the reset, and I'm gonna give you the reason why. I got you. Yes, Mr. Calvin. If you have a person that is in a financial hardship, yes. If you're doing it for yourself and you're in a financial hardship, you remember when I said at the beginning of class, do what's right for your pocket. This one's the what's right for your pocket. It's not the best attack, but it's a good attack. It's a good attack. It's a good system. It's going to take a little bit longer, so don't expect it to work faster. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I promise you that it'll do good work for you. Make sense? I'm not. Just wait, brother. I ain't even. Again, another person that's jumping ahead. Stop. Stop it, guys. Stop it. We ain't there yet. 6, because the maximum letters that's going to go out is going to be 6 letters. That's why. See? We got people that are still here that are asking questions here, guys. That's why we don't jump ahead. Yes, Miss Marlene. You got it? 6 letters over here. And then we're going to make sure we're going to rock default. So understand, guys, the system default is going to just basically say we want it to be whatever the system dictates and go from there. Cool? Cool? All right, good. So now, how many people like to fail big? Put a me in the chat. Calvin's like, yo, I ain't touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Ready, Calvin? This is the damn question you just asked. What happens if my pocket's okay? You don't like failing big when your pocket's okay? Check all in green. The reason why we want to check all in green instead of checking all in blue is in blue, it's going to combine everything in one letter. So if they stall one letter, they stall the entirety of the letter out, which means every negative item inside of that file gets stalled out. Okay? So because it does that, it stalls out that all the entirety of that. What happens is We want to tack in green because it's going to put everything separate. So this is the fail big. All I'm going to do is I'm going to change this from 6 to unlimited. And now we're going to read the credit report. No. Blue is if you got financial hardship. Remember that you're going to have two clients. When you're sitting down with your client tells, oh, I can't afford to pay much and this, that, and the other thing. You know the route to go with the client that can't afford to pay much versus a client's like, you know what? Thank God I'm okay. But you know what? I want this to go a little faster. Can we just go more aggressive off the jump? Make sense? Okay. So now, when I say fail big, we want to get everything. We want to make sure that if I had to click generate by accident over here, at least I know that it's going to generate everything separately. That's why I said fail big. So now, no matter what it is, I can go pull the letters that I want out to send out. Okay? So before Mr. Avery has a conniption, let me answer this. Include all three bureaus question over here because he's dying for me to answer this. Include all three bureaus is a major part of Metro 2 compliance. It's got to be compliant across all three bureaus. So included in the current report means you're not doing Metro 2, you're just doing FCRA and you're disputing. We don't dispute here, we attack. So we click include all three bureaus. That's all you want to do. High positive items has got nothing to do with the system. The system's AI will not attack any positive items. All you're doing for it is, when you come down here, ladies and gentlemen, what will we assume is the positive item? What color circle? Mr. Jones saw this last night, so he already knows exactly what's going on. Green. So what do? We come over here and we said high positive items. And guess what disappears from the bottom over here? The green. So now we can actually start to read the credit report a lot quicker. So now that we are ahead over here, guess what? I'm going to drop a cheat sheet for everybody over here. Last cheat sheet of the night. Ray, let him have it, baby. Okay, so now that's the cheat sheet, ladies and gents. And because that's the cheat sheet, we're going to rock this. Ms. Brown, can we show everybody how easy it is to learn how to read this credit report? Okay, well, watch this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do it as if you were doing it for yourself. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to click the cheat sheet. It's in the chat. Download this, save this to your phone, right? I'm going to click edit over here. And I'm going to turn on my little pencil. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this file over here, and I'm going to make it half my screen. So now I got, oops. All right, well, we're going to do it this way. Okay? I'm going to make half my screen. All I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the circles over here. I'm going to click 1. When I click 1, the negative item number 1 comes to the top. Type of reported issue. This is what the negative item is. So, Ms. Brown, do me the favor and tell me, what is this negative item? Atta girl. So we're going to put attack. That's it. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to go on number 2. Ms. Brown, what is the type of negative reported item? What is the negative on this account? That's it. Inquiries. Now, Ms. Brown, what is the best thing about this software? The software color coordinates everything, right? So if number 2 was an inquiry, it's through 219, all inquiries, Ms. Brown. At the bottom, all of these over here. And they're going to be inquiries, correct? Now let's go to 25. Ms. Brown, what is 25? Okay, now you remember we go to the cheat sheet and we look for charge off, right? Do we see a charge off on a cheat sheet? We do. We see 3 of them, right? Does this say student loan charge off, Ms. Brown? Does it say medical charge off, Ms. Brown? So what is it? Atta girl. Perfect. I got you. I got you. We got one more negative item left. That's why I did the easy one for you. So you got 25, 26. We're going to go to 27. And Ms. Brown, what's the last one over here? Atta girl. Always make sure that you leave that late 1 to 2, but I'm not gonna mess with you because you don't feel well. So we got AODL 1-2. That means that this file has 1 to 2 delinquency lates on it. We're gonna put this out over here. Now, ladies, somebody asked me last night, should I check these off? Well, this is up to you. I'm gonna check these off just to show you guys this, but guess what? This works in the betterment of our thing. We know this. Why? Because it's that easy. It's that easy. Ladies and gentlemen, could you follow this and be able to pick the negative item off of your credit report? Calvin, I know you looking at this sheet, you going, damn, man, I wish I would came to this class sooner. I know he's saying I wish he came to this damn class sooner. I know it. I see. Do you know when somebody is in emotion, he's like, oh, shit. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's FCRA, but yes, there's a little bit difference with compliance, but keep going. Yes? Keep going. Mm-hmm. It's a verified account. No, it comes off. So you see this? What happens over here? You see all these documents over here? You see all these numbers? People say you don't need these. These are just something in the CODA book, in the CDIA book. This is the actual data reporting book. Okay, I showed this last night, if you remember, Marlene, right? So these are all the information. So Marlene asked a very, very high level question to everybody over here. I want you to understand something. So I pulled the credit report over here by clicking these little things. So if everybody ever wants to do this, you come to the software, you see this little thing over here that says full screen. Now it's going to pull it up. What happens is so Metro 2 says this has got to be compliant. So Marlene, there's two different things of compliance. There's FCRA compliance, and then there's the bureau version of compliance, which is called Metro 2. Okay, so here's the difference. This needs to be compliant on the FCRA, means that the data reported needs to be compliant with when it was actually applied for. So they have to provide data to say that it was applied for on 01/2020. Make sense? But the software and Metro 2 says this has got to be compliant amongst the bureau. So Equifax cannot have the same date as it has to have exactly the same date as TransUnion, aka this is already non-compliant. Make sense? So then the software keeps going down and down and down and down as it keeps going line by line by line by line to find where it's not compliant, and finds everything that's not compliant. Where the last payment status, the account, the activation code, late day 60, it's closed, late payment codes, all that stuff. It has to find everything. All this has to match. Now, realistically, after just reading it, is this person's level compliant? Yes, everything here is compliant. It actually is. So now that's when you would move to FCRA. Now making sure that the level of what is here is compliant with the FCRA, meaning is all this data compliant against what they have on file, and if this is the client's file. Does that make sense on what you just said? So for this specific client, this client's actually up a creek without a paddle, but this is not my client. It's just a negative that I had on board. Make sense? So that's very, very, very good question. Very good question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 27. We scroll down to the bottom. We double check all our images and everything over here. Make sure everything looks right. First name, last name ID, first name, last name social security card, first name, last name POA, first name, last name passport card. We're good to go. I click top. I come over here, client information. I make sure everything looks right. Everything looks right. Great. I'll come over here. I click include all 3 bureaus, which we already did. And now I'm going to reset the system. I turn off the AI. I turn it back on. I select the same attack that we were in. Why? Because I'm going to reset the select all in green. We're not going to fail big now. We're going to fail precisely. I'm going to check all in red. Why? Because it just makes it easier to check all the greens that we need to go off of. I'm going to open up that document that I just checked everything off on, right? Let's see if I can do this together. Oh, I can. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Ready? So I match it. I go public. I go personal information. I go no check here on public record. Inquiries. 2 check over here. Come over here to AOCC. And then I go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll come over here and I'll check that in green. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, count how many green check marks there are and put it in the chat. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, how many credit bureaus are there? Put it in the chat. Ready? 4 times 3 is what? That's it. First box over here is 12. We don't see 12, we round up. We go 12. Default, default, default. And we hit next. We generate the letter, we're done. Now, Calvin, just because you on round 3, I got a little something for you. I love the software company because it does feed my family, right? Gives me a lot of good clients over here. There's something the software company that does that they try to get the salt letters. They try to position people in the best thing. I'm going to teach you something now so you don't have to wait to get to the 3rd round to position yourself better. Ready? You see this box that says default number 2? Just put 5 in that box. So put 15, 5, default, default, default. Why did I do 15, 5, default, default, default? Because we're going to max out the amount of letters on 5 negative items. Not to go too deep into it, but this is advanced tactics. On 5 negative items, and we're going to run that every single month like that until you start getting deletions. So that means your printing price will never, ever change. So that means, who said that? I think somebody came in and said they printed with me and they got different letters. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it so that the prices stay similar the whole time. So you never go up or down. And if you pay one bill and you stay and you do this exactly the same way every month, whatever the green account is, and you put 5 in that number, that first printing bill is pretty much going to be that bill that's going to go across as long as it doesn't generate 900 pieces of paper. I can't control the software from doing that, but I can control what's going to be, how many negative items are going to go out. Make sense? Now watch. I'm going to hit next. And I'm going to hit generate that letter. Now, last night we generated 15 letters, we generated 199 letters, and we generated 215 letters. I did that last night. The same thing was 15. Let's see exactly how much we're going to generate by just doing this. And that's it, we're done. Then I will open up I'm going to let Ms. Brown go to sleep because Ms. Brown looks like she's ready to fall asleep. I know that you don't feel good, sweetie. You don't feel good. I got you. We're going to open up those letters and everybody can see it. So now that same thing that generated 15 letters last night just generated 21 letters. Okay? Now I'm going to open up one of those letters. I usually love showing the collection letters off, collection charge off, and here's what it looks like. All generated. Everything's perfect. and then come down to the bottom, and your ID information and everything is there. Now, Miss Stacy, pull that stopwatch out. You ready? For everybody, I know you're going to tell me you're not on my level, but I want everybody to understand this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. I'm going to start on the thing. 1, 2, 3, go. I go to send rounds of attack. I'm going to go generate the letter. I'm going to go to my client. I'm going to go to do it myself. I'm going to go to print and mail myself. I'm going to go to Opulence. It's already selected. I'm going to go to Opulence 1. I'm going to check all in green, and I'm going to go to the next page. When I go to the next page, I'm going to read the report. I see green in there. I'm going to click Hide Positive Items. I'm going to go over here. Now let it pop up. Personal information, inquiries, charge off, AOCC. And then this one's all under delinquency, 1 to 2. I scroll down to the bottom. I see it, boom, boom, boom. Everything's perfect. We go up to the top, double check over here, make sure everything's good. Everything's good. Okay. Boom, boom. Don't slow me down tonight. Come over here. Check all in red, personal, inquiries, AOCC, and then 1-2. We're going to put 15, 5, because I did it for Mr. Franks over there. Like this, go like this. I'm going to include all 3 bureaus. Generate the letter. I'm done, Miss Stacy. How long was that? 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute and 20 seconds a client for 8 months. Let's just say it's 2 minutes. That's a total of 16 minutes. Does anybody have 16 minutes to go through 8 rounds? And on this attack, it's six rounds. So that's a total of 12 minutes. And not print your letters. And do it yourself. And start getting clients through. Last night, a client asked me a very, very good question last night. Hey, Ali, I want to charge people, but I need X, Y, and Z. I need to get, what the heck is that shit called? Surety bond, all this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't do credit repair. I haven't done credit repair in many, many years. I don't fix people's credit. I generate letters. Here's your letter. Whatever you do with that letter, that is on you. I am a document preparer. I prepare your documents. Whatever you do with said documents, you pay me for your documents. You don't pay me for results. You don't pay me for anything because I can't control the bureau. Why would I state I can control the bureau? Why would I do anything to say that I could do anything with the bureau? But you know what I could do? I could generate a compliance letter for you and let's see what happens. We normally suggest that you run 6 rounds in a compliance letter and see what happens from there. We have a great printer. You send them to your printer and you're done and you make whatever money you want from it. I have somebody right now for each round. They are charging $225 a round to generate the letter. It takes them 1 minute and 20 seconds. And they charge $220 for that. If the results aren't satisfactory, you'd be like, look, we got another attack. It's a little weaker. We can go up from there. Now, at the end of the day, if I'm using MPEC and I go to MPEP, MPEP's got 8 rounds. We could do 8 rounds over there. Come on. Pop down. At the end of the night, the stupid thing is it's got 8 rounds and you can go from there. You don't start over, Manny. You go to the next attack type. That's why we gave you that document. And that's how easy this system works. So for everybody in here, that's how easy it is to go through the system and do what you need to do. That's the crazy part. Now, I'll give everybody the chance to answer any questions. And then I am going to go over something special after we're done. So everybody that stays in, Ray, can we drop the YouTube channels for everybody? I would suggest staying until the end of class, but I will give everybody the opportunity right now to get the YouTube channels for everybody that stayed. God bless every single one of you. You guys did everything. Ray, drop that in the chat. Go get those YouTube channels. And as you can see, we're live right now. You guys can watch that with us. Yo, Quan, you left early last night, man. I went over some deep shit last night. Questions, guys? I have a feeling tonight's going to be one of those classes that nobody is going to leave until I shut the damn stream down. Until I shut the class off. No, sir. So the way that I did it, ladies and gentlemen, was a different time. When I retired out of the game, I'm going to be straight with you. It's a great question. When I retired the game, the bureaus became, how do I say this nicely, fucked up. And when I say that, the reason that they became messed up is because a lot of people started doing some nefarious shit. And what happens is all the people like me who were doing it the right way were getting screwed over. So let's answer your question correctly. So the first thing that I would do, first and foremost, is start with calling over the phone. I call over the phone. I remove my personal information. I remove inquiries over the phone. Okay? I don't remove that. So let's be real. If we're doing it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this right now to everybody that's in here. The information that I'm giving you is no longer a part of this class. This class is over. Okay? This class is done. The information that I'm giving you is my honest opinion. If you don't like being talked to truthfully, you don't like anything, you have allegiances to certain people, please leave this class now. I'm not sitting here and giving anybody data that I'm going to give real information, and I need everybody to understand that the real information that I'm giving is to help you. It is not to help me. But if I say something that particularly does not make somebody happy or is easily offended, please do me a favor, leave now. I don't need to get any recourse for trying to help people. And that normally it's happened before and it's gotten me in trouble, almost made me lose my job for doing that, for answering people the right way. So some people don't like that. So are we all good with that? Put a me in the chat if we all good with that. I'm literally going to look at everybody to make sure that everybody writes me. If you don't write me, I'm kicking you the hell out of this room tonight. I don't even give a shit. All right. Okay, we got a bunch of me's. Perfect. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. I just want to make sure that everybody's understanding that, because the reason I tell you things to do things a certain way is not about the software company. I eat from the software company. I want everybody to understand that. Every time you generate a letter, I eat from that letter as well. So I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize myself. But when I do something over here, I try to give you guys the best information, and giving you the best information, sometimes I do shoot myself in the foot. So here's how this works. The first thing that I would tell you to do is never, ever dispute personal information and inquiries inside of software. It's shit that you can do over the phone. So why would you do something why would you personally do something that you could do over the phone? Calling over the phone, disputing that. Now your community should have should have a script online to do that. If you don't, Whoever has not printed with me, print with me, you get access to our community. It's as simple as that. You don't have to pay any extra for it. All you got to do is print. So you're already paying for the software. You're running your first round of letters. You pay. You get access to the community. Now that gives you a lot of tools in the back end. Okay. When you remove that, when you remove those two things, you're only focusing on the negative items. What happens? When you remove that off the phone, what happens to the client? When they see a bunch of negatives removed right off the bat, Mr. Avery, what are they going to say? Oh shit, this works. They're going to stay on. They're going to stay on. They're going to stay on with you because you've already did another thing. You've already did work. That's the key. You've already did work, even though it's fake work. It's fake work. Why? It's not real work. That don't do shit. What is that, 50 points? If maximum 50 points, they're going to get 50 points by removing inquiries? What they fucking do? It's nothing. It's a bunch of inquiries. I used to do that shit in 24 hours. So when I remove things in 24 hours, what did it do? It already set their whole time with us in a positive standpoint because what are they thinking? He already got stuff removed. So they can't say, hey, Ali, you didn't get anything removed from us. So they keep with us. Make sense? And they stay on board and they keep going and they keep paying month after month or year after year, whatever the case may be, to get the job done, aka Lexington Law. That's how Lexington Law got caught in a trap. Because everybody went to Lexington Law and they would remove one file at a time. But guess what? Every time they remove one file at a time, they string you all along for another 6 months. And you pay gladly because guess what? What happens after the next 6 months? They get another removal. And then it happens again, and they get another removal. And what are you guys doing? You're all sitting there and you're saying, oh shit, at least it works. It's true, it does work. It's not a lie. But the way that they're doing it is not right. So you have to build the system up to understand what's going on. That's why I said I don't do credit repair anymore. I do document preparation. My job is not to get you a deletion. My job is not to work on a deletion. My job is to prepare the document and you send it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Why does that piss people off? Because I cannot control what the Bureau does. But if I'm honest with the person, and I say, hey, look, this gives us a 70% chance of going in and at least getting through a stall letter. Oh shit, gives us a 70% chance? Okay, let's give it a shot. Because what are they really paying for? They're paying for their document. They're paying for the thing to go printing. Now, what happens? Now they go out and go do that. But I'm 110% compliant. So if I'm compliant and I do everything on compliance and I'm not charging you for credit repair, I'm charging you to prepare your documents, okay? I am not doing credit repair. I'm not sending it out. I am not doing anything. I sit on the phone with you. I say, here are all your negative items. Did you review your negative items? Yes. Perfect. Is these the ones that you want me to generate? Yes. Good. I'm going to generate your letters right now. And here's your letters. That is not credit repair. You know why that is not credit repair? Because you did not select the negative items that you have to do for them. You didn't select anything that needed to do. You didn't even write the letter. You literally clicked a button and prepared the documents. You see how it works? Game, set, match. Yeah, I don't fuck around. If you guys haven't realized, I'm not somebody that came in and don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm somebody that knows what the hell I'm talking about. The reason that I do this, the reason that I teach you guys this is that. So Mr. Avery, that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do their inquiries and their personal information. Then I'm going to prepare the documents that are going to hit the collection, their charge off, their late payments, and their other stuff. Now, what happens if they have a bankruptcy? What happens if they have a bankruptcy? I'm going to run it through the software, but there's other tactics that you can do. There's other things that you can do. File to suppress the bankruptcy. That's a new one. How many people heard that one? Does anybody know what file to suppress the bankruptcy means? File to suppress the bankruptcy means you're going to go back to your attorney and say, I don't want this to be a public record. Please remove this off the public record. And now they have it as a sealed file. You remember back in the day, I remember watching whatchamacallit, like Law and Order, and says the file's sealed from when he was in juvie. You remember that? Watching Law and Order and shit like that? When they seal the file, that means they need a court order to open up the file. They can't just magically open it. So when you suppress the file and seal the file, nobody can get access to that file. So guess what? It's no longer public record. And guess what happens when it's no longer public record? It's no longer verifiable. Hold on. What happened? I can't hear you. What? Student loans and evictions. Student loans is just a long game. Student loans is just a long game because, so good and bad thing. Good thing is with all the stuff getting put into one entity with student loans, instead not being Molina and all this shit. What happens is because it was all these different entities and all the different things that were going on, student loans were a mess back then, which gives you a one up to actually get it removed from back then. But now, as it's going into one entity that's doing all the filing correctly, doing everything correct, guess what happens? It's harder to remove the newer student loans. But the software does a great job on student loans. It does. It just takes time. It just takes time. So that's why I said I want to set the expectation for everybody correctly when I'm talking to you. If I set the expectation for you guys correctly and say that student loans are going to take time, collection charge-offs are going to take time, things are going to take time, guess what? You guys are going to understand that things are taking time. And what are you guys not going to do? You're not going to have an unrealistic expectation in your head. That's the key. The whole point is not to have an unrealistic expectation and think that shit's going to get removed in the first 90 days. You know, in the software, inside of the FAQ section, it said, don't judge anything until its fourth round. Well, I gave you guys a gem tonight that you guys didn't even see from Mr. Franks on how to get him to skip everything that will actually push everything up and make it go faster. So for everybody that's in here tonight, those recordings, make sure you go watch how to generate the letter over again, because I gave you guys a giant gem that will push your letters and everything to go faster. Make sense?
Even if the student loan is being charged off.
Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is, because again, we're on the compliance ratio. It's that we don't care what the negative is. We're telling the Bureau, the idiot that reported this did it wrong. And you are reporting it incorrectly because of your own laws. You have to remove it. It's not the FCRA's laws. It's their own bylaws. The CDIA, that document that I showed you, which was 396 pages, that's their own bylaws. Yes. So you have 369 pages to tell me on how to report to you. And if I mess that up, you ain't going to remove it? Bitch, you should remove it because you're the one that wrote the book. I didn't write the book. I didn't write the book. Don't hate me for knowing how to play the game. When I told you the old man that wrote all this shit, when I tell you he's a just straight up OG, straight up OG. Straight up OG. Okay? I don't have any tricks for evictions. I just let the system run with evictions. Because here's the thing. I didn't have tricks back then. I let the system run. Because you got to let the system run, because you got to catch them in the lie. You got to catch them doing the things that they're doing, because here we know they're going to play a game. So here's everything. I'm going to ask a very simple question to every single person sitting in this room tonight. Why are you here? You're here for one fucking reason. Every single person in here wants money. Yeah, I see the heads. I literally just see the heads going like this. Everybody wants money. That's the reason that everybody's here. That's the reason that that everybody is here because you want money. Here's the problem that everybody doesn't do. Okay? Here's the problem that everybody doesn't do. We waited for somebody online, and again, my talking heads, Dion Smitty, and Darius, my talking heads online go out and tell you, yeah, we can get you money, but you got to fix your credit. We didn't wake up until they told you that you got to get money. But all of a sudden now we got to fix our credit because we didn't realize our credit was shit. FYI, every single one of you knew your credit was bad. You just wanted, now you're like, shit, man, at least I got a thing to fix it. That's the game. But if you're not ready to fix it, right? If you're not, your head is not in the game, you're not going to get through this process, which means you're going to be in the same field next month, in 3 months from now, in 8 months from now, in a year from now, when you give up. So our game is we don't want to give up. We want to stay in the thing. And that's why did I show you if you were in financial problems? Why did I show everybody the financial? If you're financially in a bad situation, go this way. Why? Bingo, Stacy. Bingo. Because it's better to inch forward every single day than to fucking give up. Do you know if I go an inch every single day, I get to 30 inches by the end of the month. But guess what happens? Truth be told. What happens if I pour a little gasoline on that inch because I got a deletion? I got this. I got that. I have tools. I have all this stuff. I got. Why does everybody come around, start fixing their credit come these 3 months, January, February, March, April? Why? Everybody knows why. Bingo. 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 I'm going to get my tax check and I'm going to use my tax checks to fix my credit. Do you know when I left credit repair? Tax season 2020. Tax season 2020. Because they got 2 checks that year. And guess what everybody was doing in tax season 2020? $1,500 to get signed up and we'll get all your deletions removed. Guess what they couldn't promise and guess what they were doing during 2020? Did everybody remember what was going on in 2020? COVID. And guess what was closed down in 2020? The bureaus. Guess who wasn't accepting mail? The bureaus. Guess who couldn't get into the post office? Me. Guess who couldn't mail out letters? Me. How can I take $1,500 from a client and not do that? But do you know how many people took $1,500? You know how many people took $1,500 and didn't do shit? And that's when I officially left the game. So that's why, because there's no shortcut to this. Everybody wants a shortcut. The problem is the shortcut doesn't exist. And I'll give you the reason. Where's my guy that came in here? Oh, Mr. Franks. Mr. Franks came in here. I'm on Equifax at the beginning. I'm on the Equifax data breach, right? Somebody told them the data breach method. I know the data breach method. I can give it to you right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to go pull the data breach from Equifax. You're going to say that your account was data breached. Your collection, your charge off, your late payment doesn't make a difference. Why? Because that's stating that somebody else did that account. So let me ask you a question. Even if the account was opened after the data breach, that you had the data breach, and that account was open, do you think that they can't prove that you opened it? Do you think that they can't prove that you opened it? You think that do you really think that they can't prove where the money was spent? Do you think they can't prove where the money was spent? Ladies and gentlemen, on my fucking Stripe account, I got your damn IP address almost to where your address is when you swipe the credit card. I'm freaking Stripe. That's a business interface for normal people. Forget about a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Shit, I'm a little small fish in the pond, and I got your data. You think that they don't have your data? They know where you strike. They know where you swipe. And do you know what the threshold is for swiping your card before they trigger fraud? 50-mile radius. 50-mile radius around your address. So if you have a 50-mile radius and you swiped everything in that 50-mile radius, ladies and gentlemen, what is that considered? Fraud. Oh, yeah. So people who are doing that, when they start actually doing the investigation and they find out that you committed fraud, you think they're going to take kindly to that shit? No, your credit report gets a little asterisks on it. You know what that asterisk on it means? They watch your account more heavily whenever you submit anything to them because you have the tendency to commit fraud. Wake up and smell the coffee, ladies and gentlemen. They know more than you think you know. There is something inside of TransUnion that's called TLO. I'm going to give you guys some real deep shit, right? It's called TLO. TLO means the last one. And what is TLO? It is every document that the Bureau has on you. Every car you've owned, every employer you've worked at, every W-2, everything that you have, TransUnion has every single document. And if you're lucky enough, you can get access to this thing. It costs $1,000 a month, right? You can get access to this, and now I can impersonate any person that I want to do anything with. I can get anything with it by doing that. Do you think that they don't have the data on you? They have everything. So why do we do everything by compliance? We do everything by compliance because of that. That's why I don't give shortcuts. Because Stacy, I don't want to see you end up in a yellow, white, or brown jumper because I don't want to end up in a yellow, white, or brown jumper. But do you think it's easier for me to tell you it's going to take a little longer, but I promise you we're going to get it done? Do you think you're going to be happy with that? You would rather it take a little longer than end up with that stupid asterisk on your account. But I guarantee you, every single person in here right now has heard. I literally just saw him. Somebody just came up on my damn Instagram today and my Facebook says, I could get your credit cleaned in 30 days. And he's huge. And he's sitting outside of all his fancy cars, okay? Young gentleman. And I guarantee you, I don't have to say his name, but I swear to God, I swear to God, that man owns an M2 software. But he doesn't use M2 anymore. Do you know why? It took too long, and his clients were complaining that it took too long. So what did he do? He went back to doing crazy crap that does not work, okay, that can hurt the client. So we're in here. That's why I don't say names. We're in here, and I'm telling everybody that. So Avery wants stuff. I gave you the first thing. Get your personal information. Get your inquiries. Does everybody know why we do personal information first? Attaboy. Good job, Avery. Good job. So we do personal information to remove all the negative addresses that we have off the account. Okay? And when we do that personal information, it can remove any of those potential accounts that were not verified via that old address. So the people that move a lot, you have an actual benefit versus the people that don't move. Okay? That stay in the same location because you can't say, well, it wasn't me because they verified it to that address. Avery, good job. Really good answer. But that's why we remove personal information off first. Because then when the dispute goes, it has power. Now, there is a little bit of a trick. I don't want to call it a trick, but it is a little bit of old-fashioned. I hated telling people about this because we should be cleaning it. But if you're in a pickle and you want to get stuff done and you think that it's better to do it like this, here's the thing that you can do. You can go to your secondaries, LexisNexis, Innovis, SageStream, all these companies, and you could put a security freeze on the account. Okay? Now, what does said security freeze do? Said security freeze will not allow the information to be verified through the back end. And because it doesn't allow it to be verified through the back end, what happens is, excuse me, What happens is because it's not verified through the back end, they can't verify it on the front end, which means the bureau will remove it. Will have an easier time to remove it. So Avery, there's a little hack for you, buddy. Go for it. Nope, we shouldn't be freezing secondaries. This is why I hated telling people this. We shouldn't be freezing secondaries. What we should be doing is cleaning secondaries and getting all the junk removed. But what happens is people are such in a rush in today's day and age that they don't remove everything. So our goal realistically is to try to get everything frozen, right? So that we can get to a quicker removal so everybody's happier. But realistically, that's not the way that we want to go. We want to remove the negative items off the secondary so that they don't have a leg to stand on, period. And there is no way that it can come back. Make sense?
So which one does the machine do?
Machine.
Secondary or does it temporary?
It does. Oh, shit. My bad. No, freeze is not. The system doesn't do any of it. The system, I'm telling you, you guys got to go and do that if you want to do it. That's a hack for you if you want to do that. But that is not something the system does. The system, the system can dispute the secondaries. That's all it can do on that end. Go, miss.
How many secondaries are there? 41.
Innovis, LexisNexis, StageStream, Check Systems, Factor Trust, NCTUE, CoreLogic, Advanced Resolution, LCI, Clarity Serve. Attaboy, Avery. Yeah, attaboy, Avery. It's right here.
So my question with the secondary bureaus is this though. So like even if so let's say that I froze out my data from today, right? January 2026. They can still backdate all the that was previously put on there, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's right, there's no point in freezing.
So what I would say is, what do you got to lose? I can't answer your question because the secondaries don't give a real credit report. They don't give a real credit report that you can go off of. So you're going off of the Consumer Financial normal the normal credit bureau report. You don't get one from the secondary, so you don't know what the secondary has unless you request a report from the secondary. When you read the report from the secondary, you can see that. But if the report from the secondary doesn't have a negative on it, well, then how can the normal bureau have a negative on it? So there's too much shit to go into it. But from my understanding lately is people freeze the secondaries, and when the bureau goes call for it, okay, to go call for that verification, and they can't get it, even though that it's there, they can't get it. That's the reason why you want to freeze it. So realistically, Avery, if you stay in this software a while, bro, and you freeze it and you give it a shot and it works, come and tell me. Come and tell me. I'm serious. Okay? Because we got nothing to lose, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reason that I'm trying to tell everybody in here. What the hell do we have to lose? Getting a deletion? We got nothing to lose because it doesn't cost you anything to freeze the secondary. That's why I'm trying to give real game. It doesn't cost me anything to tell you to freeze the secondaries. Now, also, if it does exist on the bureau, then you do want to get it removed. And the way to get it removed is simple. You go into the bureau, you go into the software. I'm going to pull the software up on the screen right now. You go into the software. And I'm just going to use this inquiry as the example. You go into the software and I just say, okay, I want to remove, I know that I pulled the Innovis report. It's on Innovis and it's on LexisNexis. Now, when the software generates Innovis and LexisNexis, it's going to remove it from those two bureaus. Do you want to do this for every single freaking account? No. It's a pain in the ass. But do you want to give it a shot? Say there's just one stupid account that you want to remove? Yes. And this is a bad one to do it with. Let's go on a better account. Let's go over here. Let's go to this one right here, right? Let's go to 26. I'll go to 26. This is a charge off. Say I want to get rid of this charge off. This one is, let's see what type of charge off this is. This is a, which one? Which one? Mm-hmm. It used to. No, the software needs to write it individually because you have to verify what you're being in. You have to verify. Yes, well, if you call, but calling them, you still got to tell them what you want to dispute. You can't tell them that you want. Oh, I'm calling in and I wanna go in. I want to go in and just I want you to clean my credit because I want you to clean my credit. They're gonna be like, what you want us to clean? Think about it. We have to go. You need. Oh no, for the freeze you can go online. Freeze Innovis. Here, security freeze right here, Innovis. That's it, done.
Caveat to that security freeze, when they send that pin, lose that pin, you're in trouble.
Well, it says request a new freeze pin for existing security freeze. And it's going to be a BITCH, but this is why I don't suggest freezes. But if it's something that you want to do because you want to go in from there, that's the case, then do it, whatever. Are you a victim of identity theft? This is a key that you want all these questions go into play with everything that you're doing. Does that make sense? The key is always with here. The key is always with here. They know that. They already know what's going on. They already know the game. But this is just one. You have multiple ones that you can go and freeze. Make sense? Avery, I think I gave you the best information I have with what I have being retired for 5 years. What do you mean, don't seem like I'm not doing this anymore, girl? You know how much I used to charge for credit? You know how much teaching is don't mean I come out and do it. It's like the tennis coach. He sits on the sideline underneath the umbrella now instead of running back and forth from one side of the court to another, hitting the damn ball. I ain't doing that shit anymore. I'll sit on the coach. Hey, man, you swing. You got to put your arm up a little bit to the left. No. Hell no. I'm out the game. Hell no. I don't do this shit anymore. When I was doing this, I was $15,000 a client. $15,000 a client. I don't do that anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to know this anymore. And the reason that I don't want to know this anymore is because the industry got dirty. The industry got dirty. And I would rather teach a bunch of individuals how to fix their own credit than to teach a bunch of people, just to do it for a bunch of people who will come back to me in 3 months after I fix the damn credit, come back to three months and say, I'll remove all my negatives. I screwed up everything again. Because you know how many people that have happened to me? I cleaned off all their stuff, finish up, getting ready to submit the next bill to them, right? Go refresh the report right as I submit the next bill. Person pulls and runs their credit back up, gets five brand new credit cards and all max utilized. Bad spending habits. Bad habits. That's why I'll be honest with you, a lot of different shit. There's a reason I got out of the game. I had one client, I'll never forget this. I'll tell you guys a really good story. Client comes to me, he's got a 501 credit score. I was down in Florida. My business was in Florida, Hollywood, Florida. Comes to me, tells me, Ali, I want to fix my credit. I said, sure, no problem. Comes into my office, pulls a desk next to me. And back in the day, we had Identity IQ. We didn't have my free score. Now, Smart Credit was just coming out back then, okay? So we're sitting down. I tell him he's got to pull the smart credit report. He pulls the smart credit report, pulls it into the system. Okay. And I had a different CRM I was using before and writing the Metro 2 letters out by hand. So I pull in the report, right? I'm looking at his report and I'm like, damn, this shit's messed up. Everything's maxed out, collection charge off, all nine, blah, 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 blah. Horrible. So what do? I start the process. 6 months, I fly back up to New York. I'm back up in New York for 5 months. What I used to do was fly every 3 months down to Florida. I'd be in the office for 3 weeks, and then I'll fly back up. I'd be up here working from home up here, and then I'll fly back down to Florida to go deal with the clients, the in-person clients that we had down there. So I fly back down. I was like, all right, yo, he's finished. I'm sitting down and talking with the girl that's in the office. I said, yo, we finished him. We did it in 5 months. This is fantastic. I'm going to call him today and get him to come to the office and collect. And she turned around and she goes, I got bad news for you. I said, what? She goes, he's clean, but he dirty again. As soon as his score went up to 718, he went to fucking Nordstrom and got a credit card for $15,000 from Nordstrom and ran it. So I pulled him in the office. So I had a Jewish business partner back in the day, and the young gentleman was Jewish. That's why I had to let them handle it their way. And I just told him, I was like, I want the $15,000. I want the $15,000 that he owes us. I don't give a shit what he's got to do to get it. I don't care if I got to take it in Nordstrom clothing. The guy looks at me. This guy's like a little petite guy and everything. I had so much small clothing from Nordstrom. I had $15,000 worth of clothing. I didn't care. The point was, he couldn't even pay his damn bill, but he went to the damn store and run up a credit card for $15,000. And I said, for what? What reason did you need to run up your credit card for $15,000? Oh, I had an event. I had this. You don't, bro, you ever heard of freaking Walmart? Oh, we can't be seen in that. Well, that's on you, brother. You owe me $15,000. So you pick which way you want to go. Either we handle this here or I go to the rabbi. And he was like, oh. And that was the game. That was the game you got to play. That's why I said to you guys, everything's a game. Business is a game. I like printing. You know why I like printing? I realized how fucked up the system was back then, so I started printing. I could fix everything from the printer standpoint that y'all messing up and do it easier. And I don't get pushback. I don't get somebody, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the other thing. No, you know what I get? Thank you so much for helping me. I appreciate that. I don't get yelled at. And when I fix it, you are glad to pay. Instead of getting people running off. You know what a biggest telltale sign of somebody you don't want to deal with in credit repair is? I'm going to give you guys a guess. It has something to do with your documents. Let me say that. What is the biggest telltale sign of somebody that you want to deal with in credit repair? Take a guess, ladies and gentlemen. Throw it in. Not. Okay, what document? Hold on, give me 1 second. And then hold on. Calvin's got to bounce. I'm going to give everybody the number to the office. 914-257-7468 is the number for the printing office. I put it in the chat. Everybody, if you get stuck, you get hurt, you planning on printing with us, text the phone number, text the printing team, let them know that you're going to print with us, and we're going to work with you as best as we can to help you out. And again, we can't tell you until we get there. We're going to. Okay, good. All right. So, Calvin, I appreciate you sending me a message one-off. I did want to show everybody a little thing. So just watch, go on the YouTube if you can, right? Drop the YouTube one more time for everybody. But I am going to tell everybody this. So, you know, the reason that you could tell if a client is not going to pay you if a client does not have a bank statement. I don't got a bank statement. I got Cash App. I got Venmo. How many people in here have heard that? I'll take cash all day long. I'll take cash all day long. I don't care where your cash comes from, but if you're giving cash, I want the cash up front, and I will not take a check. I will not take a check. Fuck that shit. But everybody that's in here right now, this is what I've been in the industry so damn long, watching things going on, and people will try to fraud you in any which way, shape, and form. But that's the way that you know how to do that. That's how you go through that. Why do you think I tell everybody, go get that Chime Bank? If you can't get Chime Bank, you need to go through check systems and early warning and see what the hell you did to the banking industry and go fix that. Go fix that immediately. Because what happens is something has happened with your accounts that you need to figure out and fix that first before you do anything else. Make sense? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not done. For people that are dropping off like flies, just don't drop off like flies. I'm not about to drop a bomb on your ass in about 30 seconds. I just want to know if there's any other questions that we have before I drop a bomb on your ass. Who said that? Oh, damn. Stacy can't wait. She's like, drop the bomb. Girl, it's 10:30 here too. It's not like I got my baby sick upstairs. Yeah, I got my baby sick upstairs. She's sleeping right now. So my wife turned around and said, finish what you got to finish and then come up. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, so we went through all the stuff. We did credit repair. All of y'all want money. Everybody in here wants money. So let's go in a way where we can make sure that you guys are able to get money. Okay? I showed this to everybody last night. People that saw it last night. Marlene, this is what you missed. It's another major thing. Right? Tanya, you've been very vocal tonight. I'm going to pick you. Okay? Miss Tanya, and I'm not sharing my screen. Give me a second. Give me a second. Miss Tanya, can you see my screen? Hold on. Ready? You got it? Okay. Watch this. Miss Tanya, you know how to drive a car?
I do.
What does a red light mean?
Stop.
What does a green light mean? What does a yellow light mean? Please, sweetheart, do not tell me speed up. Told you we're going to make everybody laugh. Right? Check this out. If I were to show you this client, and we're gonna go down that line. We're gonna utilize this. Okay? Can you see what this says over here? Can you read that? It's too small. Okay, let's make it bigger. Watch this. Miss Tanya, can you read that now? All right. Do me a favor. Read. Is your score under 700? What does that say over here? Go with that idea. Stop. Go with the idea. Red means stop. Green means go. Go with that idea. Don't say it's no good. Say stop. Just go with that idea. Stop. Right? Next thing. What you got over here? They under 30% utilization? Go. Do they have minimum five open primary cards with 2 years of good payment history? Stop. 2 primary credit cards with at least 2 years of age and a 5,000. Stop. There you go. No more than 4 unsecured accounts in the last 12 months. Under 4 inquiries. It got numbers. Is it less than 4? Nope. So it's stop. They over. Right? Right here, they got collections. Stop. Oh, stop. Wait, stop, go. Yeah, stop, go. So stop, well, stop, go in that case. So let me ask you a question. If this was your profile, right? Would you argue with me if you need credit repair? You won't argue with me. Boom, you go to credit repair, you done, sweetheart. Now you start repairing your credit. That's where you attach the Metro 2 system to. You start repairing your credit. Now let's do this one more time. What is this? What does this mean? What do you think this means? We going to the fucking bank. That's what that means, right? Go to funding. AI is now reading the system, giving you the credit cards on the bottom that you can go and pull. You pull the credit card. It's only giving me one over here because I did apply for one this afternoon. So it's giving me one. Hamed, check this, buddy, because it's supposed to give us more and it's not. But I know the girls are adding more cards. But it gives me the cards over here, and now I can apply to anything. Watch this. Ready? Fairfield Bank. This is in Connecticut where I'm at. I pulled account. I pull the type of card. I want a credit card. I select any of the business. Say, what do I want? What are we doing? Business or personal, guys? What are we doing? All right, business preferred card. I'm just going to select any one. I come over here. I click apply now. It takes me right to the damn website. I go apply. Bingo. No guesswork, no nothing. You're going to go right now in the chat to Ray. Ray's going to drop a phone number. Okay? He's going to drop a phone number. I want everybody to that phone number text the word LINK. And you are going to get a link. And when you get that link, that's where you guys will apply. Now, Miss Allen, who's been an Advent student of mine and been showing up to almost every one of our classes, normally asks me before class is over if we're going to take care of you guys. Right now, the limited time offer is for anybody that signs up from yesterday or today up until Friday, I will give you guys the $495 package for $197. That is for the whole software to utilize every single month to be able to get yourself funding, get yourself rocking and rolling, put all your clients through, track everything that you're doing, put yourself through it, and watch it. So now as the 197, you guys have for 197, you got to just pay every month. That's it. Yeah, 197 every month. And then I'm going to give everybody the 497 for 197. So now when you link LINK. Miss Stacy's like, I'm confused. Miss Stacy. The score machine is in conjunction with M2. While you're doing your credit repair, you want to check what's going on. Just to give you a quick thing over here. I'm watching my progress report. I'm watching everything that's going on. I'm watching as my removals come off, as my stuff is going on, as I'm going through my credit repair, I'm seeing everything. As I see everything, right? As I see everything, I'm building myself up. I also know what else that I need to work on. If I have everything else is green up here, except for my score and my utilization, everything else is green, girl, you ready for funding as soon as you get all your negative items removed. You understand that? We need to know what prepares us for funding. But what happens if this is red all across the board? Are we not just have work to do, we have to prepare ourselves for funding on top of doing the negative, getting the credit cleaned. So as we're cleaning, now we're paying down bills. So for example, you scroll down over here, and I know I didn't show this to everybody, but here's the thing. I scroll down over here. I see that I got an $8,000 credit line. I'm 54% utilized. Well, what do? I come over here. I'll pay the balance down. I start paying this balance down 30%. Well, what's 30%? Well, I click over here. I go down to 30%. How's that? Make it 20. Make it nice and easy. Okay, I go down to 20%. I got to pay $226 to do this. So while I'm going through this process, I'm paying my bills. I'm getting my bills where I need to be. I get my bills to where I need to go, what I need to do. And as I keep moving through this process, I keep building myself up. I keep putting myself through what needs to be done to make myself in a better location. So now I'm removing my negative items. I'm cleaning all that stuff up. After I clean all that stuff up, I'll make sure that everybody's good. Because the key for you guys is not only getting rid of the negative items, it's getting you to the money. And that's the key. Make sense? Ow, my back hurts. That's the key. Once we do that, once we build up, once we go through all this information, you break all of it down, you remove your inquiries. So see, I know that. I know what my inquiries are. I know what I don't have negative accounts, but I know what my negative accounts are. I know what my debt utilization is. I know what all that stuff is. So now as I'm going through that, I can start getting rid of shit. I can start building through shit and getting things done. Like for example, let's do this right here. If I go in over here, right, and I got to figure out how I'm going to get myself to the next thing, the software will tell me what are the ages of my cards, right? So now I can know what the bank is looking at through the ages. So if I see that my cards, okay, are individual accounts, 3 years, 6 years, 3 months, 6 years, 3 months, individuals over here, all this stuff. If all this stuff is individual and I don't have a card over 10 years old, which I don't, right? I don't have anything personally opened over 10 years old, I can go get that to put and further my funding. And that's what we want. We want to make sure that we're furthering our funding. Well, I don't say that. Sometimes you could use an authorized user. So here's the thing, Miss Tanya. This is the best thing right here. 35 years, 10 months. I got a 35-year, 10-month-old trade line that's an authorized user. Guess who that is? Dad. Yeah, Dad. I go to the people. What happened? My dad. My dad. No, this personal account because your So I did a podcast today, ladies and gentlemen. Your personal accounts dictate if you're going to get business credit. There is no such thing as getting business credit without your personal accounts being correct. So everybody goes, is that your business credit? No, that's not my business credit. Because business credit is not where it needs to be to get where you need it. All of it required, after COVID, all of it required a personal guarantee. You got to make sure your personal's on right to get to where you guys need to be. All right? Next Tuesday. You didn't miss much, but just go on the YouTube video. So, guys, I swear to God, I am live right now. Where is it? I am live. Like I had to get it fixed today, but I am live. Here, I'm live. You didn't miss much, but just go on to YouTube. I hate this. Everybody's talking about it, but I don't sometimes I'll put you guys' faces up, sometimes I won't. But normally I just put the screen up. But yes, everybody's live. And I always got people going on because FYI, there's people that can't sit in the Zoom room, but that can go on live and just watch what we're doing and just be like, I need to hear it. And that's the key. I just want you guys to hear it as we're going through it. Now, credit repair questions. I want to do credit repair questions. I'm going to do a couple more credit repair questions. I'll do a couple funding questions if you guys want, and we'll go from there. And then I think if you guys are tired, because I know Miss Stacy is not. Miss Stacy's like, I am so done. I'm ready to go to bed. I told you. Go, sweetheart, go. Hey, look, I'll be honest with you. Go put the YouTube channel on. You can at least listen while you're walking around. You don't have to. You could just listen in case anybody does ask some fire shit, because that's normally what happens. People at the end of the night wind up asking some freaking crazy stuff before the end of class, and that's what goes on. And then that's what led into last night. I showed everybody because they wanted to. I have students on class that I go over the software with as well, but I always like to give you guys the opportunity to stay in while I go in and do stuff with my students and they ask questions. Questions have been awesome tonight, just to let everybody know that you guys have been asked great questions. We didn't go as fast as I thought we were going to. The questions did start pouring in, which was good. Avery asked a bunch of questions, which were fantastic. And then Mr. Calvin Franks was asking good questions. Stacy, you were like, man, I'm getting engaged at this point. That was crazy. So we definitely got a lot of good stuff. And that's the key. Like, I like to give as much data as I possibly can. The best way to get locked in with me and stay locked in with me is just print. That's the best way to get all the tools, all the stuff that we have, everything that we do is just print. That's all you got to do. That's it. That's it. Hi, you ain't gonna know anywhere. We're here. So, floor's open for any other questions before I burn everybody out. So the security freeze, the purpose of the security freeze is honestly to not give them access to what's going on the back end. So for example, the LexisNexis, Innovis, all these other companies, what happens is they hold the data. So it needs to be verified somewhere. So what'll happen is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion will go to these secondaries or these tertiary bureaus. Secondary or tertiary bureaus, they'll go asking for that data, right? They'll go asking for that data, and when they can't provide that data, guess what happens? Now it can't be verified. So that's why we try to do that. So I say so what I recommend is do the security freeze, clean your credit, get your security freeze removed, and then go clean up your secondary and secondary accounts. That's what I recommend. That's what I recommend. Miss Marlene was coming in asking great questions. Good job. You too, Miss Marlene. What else? Who else? Mr. Jones, you got any questions? You 2 nights in a row, man. You on mute, brother. I can't hear you. There you go. Soak it up, soak it up, soak it up. Soak it up. Go, Marlene. Fail big. Yes. Don't cancel it until you use it, because you can't. Damn, Tanya. You getting one of those 30, 60, 90-day removal ads right now. Yes. Fail big. It's always my thing. Fail big. Go in, try around, see what happens. If it doesn't work, then then purchase the bronze package, use that for 2 months, and then go back down to the iron. Christopher Joseph, you've been here for 2 nights. You've been extremely quiet, no questions, no nothing. I don't even see your face. Are you okay? Did you get everything that you needed during these classes? Did we answer questions for you, buddy? Just type in the chat. Yes, perfect. The House of Clean Queen. That's a nice one. I know you were here last night. Did we answer your questions 2 nights in a row, Miss Queen? Beautiful. Thank you for coming off mute. I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm on a PC, have no mic and no cam. Damn, man. It's okay. Is what it is. Everybody's waiting for me to like pull some other thing out of my behind tonight, and I don't know what else to pull out of my behind tonight. I don't know what else to do. Go for it. The reason that we put the reason that we put a fraud alert on their account, or more people put a fraud alert on the account, is because it blocks people from pulling credit. They could put a fraud alert on for a year or 7 years. So if you do have a fraud alert on, that means that the person who's working on your credit does not want you pulling any new credit. It's an old tactic. If somebody doing your credit for you, they did all three. They did all three of them. Trust me. They're not gonna not do all three of them. It's the easiest way. I promise you guys, it's the easiest way to go in and not get a person to pull the data that they don't want to inside. Make sense? Keep going. Keep going. No, everybody else. Everybody else. We got 12 minutes, guys. I'm going to end at 11 o'clock. So we got 12 minutes. Go for it, Ms. Brown. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. You don't want to go through anything. What you want to start to do is focus on the negative items that you currently have. Get rid of those negative items and pay down bills. The best thing to focus down is pay down anything that can focus on, put you in a bad situation. Here's the thing. You need to get some breathing room. What people wind up doing is saying, oh, let me go get another card and do this and pay this one. No, stop. Breaks. Why do we create red and green? Go and stop. We're in the stop mode. Stop mode is we do not want to press forward. We need to scale it back and start looking to see what we have in our repertoire over here. Come in and pay each of these pieces off. Let's get them as low down to zero as possible. Once we get them as low down to zero as possible, that's when we can move to the next section. That's the key. So then you wait until the negative items are removed. Yep. You wait until the negative items that you're going to come off get removed. Once they get removed, you finish your credit repair. You stop paying for credit repair. You stop paying for anything. You're just good to go. Now you rock and roll. Good question. Very, very good question. 2 very good questions, Ms. Brown. Who else? Oh, there he is. There he is. I cannot give you financial information. That is a financial thing. Cannot give you financial advice in any which way, shape, and form. My suggestion to you is understand that it's already a charge off and that repossession has already taken place. I would just start the dispute process. Reading in between that. Reading in between the lines. Yes. If you do it the other way, you're admitting to guilt. Catching what I'm putting down? A lot of people, I can't answer certain things in certain ways, but I can get you to read in between the lines. That's the key. You're supposed to pay it off. You are absolutely supposed to pay it off. That is the proper thing to do. When you pay it off is all on you. Yes, you can. Yes, Miss Tanya. Actually, you can talk. I can say I can keep my mouth shut because my shit says leadership support. Yes. When it no longer exists. When it no longer exists. When it no longer is on Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian, that's when you pay it off. Mm-hmm. And there's one of my students. Thank you, Miss Allen. I appreciate you coming off mute and doing what you did when you did it. Took long enough. I was waiting for your ass to come off mute. You ain't getting in trouble if you helping me out when I can't talk. You ain't getting in trouble. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you said what you said because that's the right answer. That is the exact right answer. That is 100% factual. But I cannot say that because I cannot provide said data because my thing says leadership support. I am tied to a company and that company cannot provide financial advice. But you two ladies are absolutely did you give the technical suggestion or that's what you were saying? Because now I'm sitting here with my pinky Dr. Evil's about to come out of your ass with what you just said. Yep, it is technical advice. It's just understand. Again, guys, if you don't understand the laws that are provided to you, you got to start to understand the laws that are provided to you. You have to understand the FCRA. You have to understand the CFPB. You have to understand the FTC. You have to understand all these different companies that you're working with, ladies and gents. Because honestly, if you don't understand these companies that you're working with, you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot instead of actually getting to where you need to go. Because realistically, having all this stuff, I'm gonna give this to everybody right now. Here's the FT. Here's March 26th of 2026. Here's the FTC book, not the CFT, FCRA. Here's the publication. It's absolutely free. I put it in the chat. Go read the book. It's 86 pages, right? Oh, it's 118 pages now. It's 118 pages. Go read the book. I don't care if you don't read it. I don't care if you don't understand it. Go read it. Go read it. Go put it in your head to understand what your law and rights are. Like, what was 605? What is it? 605-18, Tracy, or 605-1681C is reinvestigation. Fuck, I don't remember what it is. Let Let me see. I gotta look on that. I gotta look on that thing. Give me a second. Tell you guys how it does. Compliance procedures. So 605. So 605 requires all the information the consumer reports. So if I go to page 23, if everybody opens up to page 23, right? We go back to page 23 on this book. And for the people that are on the stream, let's do it over here so you guys can read it with me. Let's go to page 23. 22. 23. Okay. 605, relating to information containing consumer credit report. So this is everything that goes underneath it. Case under Title 11 U.S. State Code, this is USC, or under the Bankruptcy Acts, all that. So this is all this. So let's go find something. Telephone number, medical information. Furniture has the right to notify the agency of the status unless such name, address, telephone number are restricted, reported to use the code that do not identify or provide information such as sufficient to infer the specific provider, the nature such as service, product, device, or person other than the consumer. So I just want to find something over here. Give me a second. With respect to the consumer. That has been characterized as delinquent, the charge off or collection if the consumer report agency has actual knowledge that the information is related to a veteran, medical debt, or consumer reporting agency. It's either compliance with the obligation under 302C5 of the economic growth or regulatory release of the consumer protection file. So everything is listed here. So exempt cases there. I just want to see I think it's 605. There is a law that requires them to review the account. So I'm trying to find where this is all the laws based upon how it's reported, right? So we need to find where it states that they have to go and actually review the law and actually give the reporting and described in section 10. The request includes the address of the consumer that's different from the address in the file of the consumer. Right here, notice of discrepancy in address. Look at this one, H. Page 29. This shit's sick. This shit's sick. Look at this. Page 29. In general, if a person has requested a consumer report related to a consumer from a consumer reporting agency described in section 603, the request includes the address of the consumer that's substantially different from the address in the file of the consumer. Then the agency provides the consumer report in response to the request of the consumer report shall notify the requester of the existing discrepancy. Basically, it just tells you if your address is not right, there's a discrepancy on the file. Right there. I didn't even mean to find this. This is crazy. I didn't even mean to find this. What is this? This is 605 USC. This is 605-15 USC 1681C H. 605H. That's the discrepancy right there. That's telling you if there's a discrepancy on your account, they must notify you of said discrepancy. And what does that mean if there's also a discrepancy over here? What do they have to do, ladies and gentlemen? They must remove said discrepancy. This is the law. This is the law. This is the actual written law. How many people thought they were coming to Law 101 tonight? Credit Law 101. Fraud alert. Here we go. What you call Miss Brown? Here you go. Won't call fraud alert. Get the whole thing on it right here. Page 30. $27. Oh, it's 27 in the book, but on the PDF it's 30. Yes, page 27. Yes. Is everything initiated to the fraud alert? How to work it? Extended alerts. These are the 7-year alerts. Haha! Look, I didn't even know what it was, and I said it right there. The 7-year period. I've been doing this shit way too long, man. I've been doing this shit way too long. It's just funny because you go through it and it's like, man, I still remember this shit. Like I have to look through it. So when I started in credit repair, I was working for a person, right? And they made me read this book cover to cover 3 times. Before I could even talk to a client, I had to read this book cover to cover 3 times. No, it's not that I had to know. I had to understand it. Knowing is one thing. Understanding it is a different game. And I had to understand it. And guess what? If I understood it on the first one, I wouldn't have had to read it 3 times. Guess what? This idiot didn't understand it on the first time. He had to read it 3 times and then he got it. Because I made sure I was going to get it on the 3rd time. But I highlighted everything. I'm going to get this book again. I'm going to go through this shit again. But just to get it, you can find everything in here. The reselling of your alerts, consumer reports, what they need to do. Okay, where it is there, national security freeze. This is all this stuff in here is crazy. The amount of data that they have. Yeah, you may not understand it, but guess what, guys? Guess what I can do right now? Ready? I'm gonna show you all something. I'm gonna bust a cap on. Ready? I'm gonna take this piece right here. Ready for all the people that need? Can you explain this to me in a 3rd grader language? Shift, paste, shift, enter. What is the security for you? The security is like putting a lock on your credit. It stops people from opening the credit card loans in your name. No one can see your credit unless you say it's okay. Look at it, break it down. Look at it, break it down. But here's the thing. Now I just took something that I didn't understand here and broke it down to 3rd grade English. And then you can go in a deep dive all of it, but we don't have to go deep dive when I'm going piece by piece. This is only section 5 over here. Wow, there's a whole website section over here that we can go through. Bingo. Bingo. So what happens if I want to take this whole section over here, right? Let's go. Where's section 1, right? I'm going to copy and paste it. I don't want to take the whole PDF because I want to break down just this 605 area over here of alerts and thefts. Why? Because if you break down the whole thing, then you have to ask chat questions to break down that section for you. Say I'm just working with a fraud alert and I want to learn more about the fraud alert. Like this place over here, it says website and then it has FTC over here. So this is what got me going over here. I want to know what the Federal Trade Commission has anything to do with this section on 605. So if I want to go over here and do that, what am I doing? I'm going through over here right now and I'm going to break that down with that right now. By the time we get to the next section, here we go. Here's that whole section. So I just broke down that 605. That was 605A or 605C. Okay? Can you do the same thing for this section as a whole, right? So there's a lot of text in there. That's one thing that I love about what ChatGPT just did. They just built this whole thing now where you actually can upload the whole thing. Whole, right? Cool. Now, get rid of this thing. I spell whole wrong, but who got? My ChatGPT knows I am not grammatically correct in any which way, shape, or form. Right? Now it is literally going through everything. Every single thing. I already did that. I already did that. I already did that. I did that a long time ago. I did that so it breaks down. So what I am, my mother is Christian and my father's Muslim, right? So what I did was I put it in a thing to compare the Bible to the Quran. So every time that I go through every passage, if I'm reading something, I don't understand something, or I want something that is alike, I want to know what passage it is in the same thing, and then I can go read that said passage, and I know that it's in both books. Yeah, me too. Me too. So the guy that's in here, Hamed, is my business partner on the scoring machine, right? Hamed comes to me one day and he tells me, "Have you ever heard of Chat GPT?" I was like, "What the fuck is it?" He comes in, he literally comes in, it's a black screen at that time with a box in the middle. I was like, "What do I do with this?" He goes, "It's AI." I was like, "Why the hell do I want to talk to the AI?" So then 2 weeks later, I let it go. 2 weeks later, he comes back to me. He goes, "Go use the AI." So I started talking with the AI and it started talking back. And I was like, "Oh shit, this is a little creepy," right? I cannot live my life without it now because so my AI is intellectually primed like I am. So it thinks like me. So when I ask it a question, it knows what I want it to tell me because I sat down priming it. I asked it, ask me 1,000 questions on how I want you to give me information. And then I went through every 1,000 questions. And now all of a sudden, if I ask it a question, it talks like me. It acts like me. It speaks like me. It knows, it watches my videos. It does that. If somebody got access to my Chat GPT, it's game over for them. They have my brain. That's crazy. I don't believe that this did this. This is sick. This is truly sick. I love this. You know what I was thinking? Hamed, maybe we could. No, I'm not. No. I'm getting ideas over here. Habibi, you think we can build one? No. Our own reader. Oh yes. Okay, I got you. No. You're not understanding what I'm putting down, Mr. Jones. I mean, right here. I I mean, right here. So when we click it, now I can upload it directly in there. Coach Carmela is not available because Coach Carmela requires Daddy to code her, and Daddy is not have the brain for it right now. So what happens is everybody's building everything off of ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, right? Gemini, yeah, the Gemini, whatever they, all the different companies. Now you have Perplexity, you have all these different companies that are out there. So they're building exactly what I just told you. Ask me 1,000 questions and act and think like me. Okay? That's the key. Alex Hormozy did it before everybody else, and now everybody's copying Alex Hormozy. Okay? With the same thing. But here's the thing. I have that for my guys over here. You see all these things over here, projects, all this stuff? Projects and GPTs, these are all built by me. So now what they do is they can come in and build whatever they want. Like, look, Ultimate Funding Calculator. I built it here. So what I do is I take the knowledge that I built here and I know that I could build it here and go build in my own software. But here's the difference. Mr. Jones, I don't use them as a back end. I have our own AI. That's what Hamed's saying. We have 14 of them. We built 14 different AIs. No APIs, brother. We're building our own, we're building our own back end. So yeah, that's the key. So just I mean, there was never a reason you guys shouldn't have been rocking with us. I want to find the one that really sets everybody off over here. There's one that I want to talk to you guys about that'll help you. I know everybody's going to enjoy this one. Oh, here's the case of trafficking, human trafficking. They had to add this in here because everybody was doing this. A determination that consumer is a victim of trafficking made by federal, state, or tribunal government or entity by the court. They had to add this in here because everybody was doing human trafficking. They had to add it to the book. Here we go. Okay, the closure of the investigation of the consumer report. A person may not procure or cause to be prepared an investigation of consumer report on any consumer unless it is clear and accurately disclosed to the consumer as an investigative consumer report includes the information as his character, general reputation, personal characteristics, and mode of living, whichever are applicable, may be made in such disclosure. So is made in writing, mailed, or otherwise delivered to the consumer. Not this is the opposite. I want the one for the right to investigation. Compliance procedure. You know what? This shit is going to take too long. Let's do it like this. I'm going to show you what Mr. Jones was saying. So Mr. Jones was saying, we're just going to go to ChatGPT and we're going to rock it like this. What section is the right to investigation? Right? Reads the document. There you go. 611. Bingo. I was way off. I was in 605. So 611. So what does that mean? I have the right to investigation in 611. So if I go to 611 in this thing, 611, 15 USC 1681I, it's 611. So if I go over here, I go to 611. 610, 611. Disputing inaccuracy. There you go. Reinvestigation required. There you go. So they also have to they have to write the completeness and accuracy of the item. They have to give you. So they get in general, insertable subject of the subsection and except as a provided in subsection. If the completeness or accuracy of an item or of the information contained in the consumer file at the reporting agency is disputed by the consumer, as the consumer notifies the agency directly or indirectly through a reseller of such dispute, the agency shall, free of charge, conduct a reasonable investigation to determine whether the dispute information is inaccurate and the record the current state of the dispute information. Delete the item from the file in accordance with paragraph 5 before the end of 30-day period beginning on the date of which the agency receives the notice of the dispute from the consumer or reseller. So ladies and gentlemen, when did I tell you inside a class you're supposed to clock the 30 days? With tracking on the day that it arrives. Didn't I say that in the beginning of this class? There's the reason why. It's right in the law. No, this is the actual, hold on, give me a second. This is the actual. CDIA, this is the actual reporting documents. This is actual, here, so that I'll let you read. Credit Reporting Resource Guide. Yep, one's how it's supposed to be reported. The other one is the law that it's supposed to follow by. So when you mix these two together, what do you come with? Monster. That's it. I think I dropped a lot on you guys tonight. I said 3 hours and 15 minutes in class. Miss Allen, go for it. We gave you the attorney. You already have the attorney. You already have the attorney. He's in the free it's in the free section of the community. It's just gonna stop. It's just gonna stop at 6. We're not gonna go any further than 6. No, at the 6, it's gonna tell you go to the attorney. Yeah. You already have the access. It's the same access that we had previously that I gave to everybody for free. Everybody want a free attorney? Fucking hell yeah. I hear in the background. Hell yeah. Hold on. Where is it? I think I just closed it out. Give me a second. I'll find it right now. Ray, do you have the attorney? Actually, you know what? Don't pop it in here. Don't pop it in here. Yeah, 858. Do the 858-239-0594, and then text attorney to it, and he's gonna send you the link for the attorney. The reason that I'm doing that, guys, is this is not my class. This is a class that I get paid to teach, right? I don't want to put all my links inside that they can go back and take. Why? What did I do? You said that's another reason why. I was like, what did I do? Oh, I got you. Did they show it tonight? Is that the reason that everybody's, why you asking that? Well, Mr. Hamed has been dragging his feet a little bit because he thought I was dragging mine. And then he realized today, okay, I'm sorry, everybody, for the inside talk, but this is what happens when you become a student of mine. So Hamed realized today that everything that was requested has been currently finished and completed. So now we're just waiting. I can't answer that. Only Hamed can answer that. He's right here. Should you charge to answer this? No. Yeah, we're not. We're just talking about the score machine. That's all it is. Just get in. I don't pay. I don't. Damn right. Yo, man, you're gonna get me in trouble. Let's put it like this. When I talk to everybody over here, I really pride myself on teaching my students the best that I possibly can. Miss Allen has been with me. Miss Allen, what is it now? 3 months, 4 months? Pre- Prepare. Restoration. So she told me I dropped in 4 months. I dropped so much damn knowledge on her. She didn't. She's known more than I did in four. What I did in 4 months, nobody's done in 2 years. Bingo. Bingo. That's why we have the YouTube channel. That's why we have everything, because you never know what you're going to catch. Just to let you know, the Metro 2 training video stopped recording a long time ago. We stopped recording that shit maybe an hour and a half ago. That's done. Once I say that's it, we're done with Metro 2, that shit stops. All this extra shit, this is what I give my students. So when I tell you lock in for printing, just pay for your freaking printing. All of a sudden, you get access to all this shit. Do you know how many people come through this class, don't even try? I'll print it my damn self. You know how many times I laugh because they come to me 3 months later and don't realize why they ain't got no damn results? You don't know what the hell you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So how are you going to act like an expert and you don't know what you don't know? Hey, bro, what is it? Whatchamacallit? I'm tight for money. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But let me tell you something. I'm bidding your shoes. I'm bidding everybody's shoes right now. Please tell me, who has higher than a 515 credit score right now? Put me in the chat. Put me in the chat. Okay, Miss Queen. Miss Queen and I are on the same boat. We're on the same boat. We were on the same boat. I was 515. Y'all saw my scores before, across the board, almost 800 across the board. And the reason it's not across the 800 across the board right now is because I got a little problem with utilization. You know why I got a little problem with utilization? I went from making $60,000 a month to making freaking $22,000 a month. Yeah. Software done fell off. They stopped marketing, not telling everybody, and the software fell off, and it affected everybody. It affected everybody. So I had things that, oh shit, we're gonna keep riding the gravy train as it keeps growing, and right out from underneath us. So now you got to build up with what you have and build from there. But guess what I built? Guess what I was building starting 3 years ago? The scoring machine. So why do I show everything to you guys? Because then I control it. I control what comes in through the door. I control how you guys get taught. I control how you guys go through things. People cancel the scoring machine for one reason and one reason only. They're not ready for funding. That is the only reason they cancel. I built the software for me to keep my credit straight. That software will never leave. You know how much it will cost for me to run it on a bullshit in-house server, for me to run it in-house at my computer over here, to me to run it in-house, for me to put it on my computer. It would cost me electricity, whatever it has. And when I'm getting solar panels put on my roof, it will be zero. It will literally be zero to run that software on my internal computer. God forbid anything ever happens to the company and I can no longer keep it. Keep it on AWS because it's on AWS right now. But at the end of the day, when we do that, when we teach you guys this, and I go through all this stuff, I tell you guys, print with me, you get access to everything. You get access to the community. You get access. Why? Because I do good business. And I said it to everybody last night. I do good business. You know what it means to do good business? You know what it means to do good business? You don't mess around with people's money. You don't mess around with people's money at all. You don't. I don't take away from Darius. I don't take away from Dion. I don't take away from Schmitty. I don't take away from any of them. You know Schmitty's now pushing the score machine? It's going to be inside of his community. We're just working on logistics with him. And realistically, his challenge 6 months ago, he had the original version of the score machine in his challenge 6 months ago. He had the original version. How crazy, man. Actually, no, it was more than 6 months ago now. It's like 9 months. But that's the key. Just keep coming. Keep staying locked in. Keep coming to class. Keep showing up. Keep watching the trainings. Keep watching everything. Because what happens is you're going to go in through here and you're going to understand everything that's going on. And all of a sudden, life is going to change and it's going to be amazing for each and every single one of you. It is. It happens. You remember when I said I charged $15,000 for credit repair? Do you know why I charge $15,000 for credit repair? Do you know why I charge $15,000 for credit repair? Because I had to read that stupid book 3 times. Right? You know why else I charged $15,000 for credit repair? Because when I read that book, I know how to formulate a letter. When I was able to formulate a letter, I was able to put that letter and send it out to the bureau. I was able to get your deletions a lot quicker than anybody else that didn't know how to formulate a letter. When you know how to formulate what needs to be done, that's what you need to do. When the software formulates a letter for you, you already know what needs to be done because I gave you 2 pieces. If I gave you the two pieces that I gave you when we got off with Avery, all of a sudden life changes. I gave 2 pieces to you: inquiries, personal information. Remove those things, we're going to kick ass and take names. We're going to kick ass and take names. I promise you guys this. I do this all the damn time. But just got to make sure we pour it on a little hard. All right. If there are no other questions, Ms. Brown, you outlasted a lot of people being sick, sweetheart. You amazing. If there is no other questions tonight, I am done. I'm gonna get with my team. I'm gonna get with Hamed and Ray. I am gonna go get with them, and then I mean, yes, you are, and I would hope that you guys live. Do a little testimonial for me. But I appreciate everybody. If there is no other questions, we're just gonna end this, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday next week. I expect to see a bunch of printing coming in the morning to see everybody get in the community so they can start messaging me. Let's see if my freaking DMs blow up in about an hour. Good night, everybody. I think that's it. Good night, everybody. Good night, Miss Tanya. You're welcome, guys.